fighting not only against the Nigerian government, but against the world.
If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop.
Going to lower the flag of Nigeria and raise the flag of the United States of Biafra.
Na mose vive na kiti enui na tulaje bwana mabuli vemelem kuja otibe kuona tulane bovo timalugo no nugodo kokodo nyano be hule Dani mona tunilu na ya kalakala kwa lerinu mwangulu ngula matali woso jere futa mbaka njuba diali mama abulezi okwenu na bakala kelwego nezienu n'ụbọchị akala kelwego n'udezi maka na ababa n'ụwa aralu n'uteyi Umu Biafra kunyenwe Umu Biafra kunyenwe Unanu kwa ni mono nuno mono nezi biakenenwe Ono nenu lila tono na nagulugu senyi tono nugu bana tayi Kanyi wele fobi wena tabanu ubanyo Makana nyuko no 1 million no we bofu wa mabulezi okwe Naka ni kwata milake kwa wacha sienyi kakezu ezo pabule bewelo tamano Umu Biafra kuyenwe Kanyi wele fobi wena tabanu ubanyo Makalo fobi abakama Nana nugo noe Biafra na mekele umunina Nkabo nkani Mwadati na ijele wanyi biakenemi Akwage bulu kwekene na fandi otu Biafra is our hope And the Biafra is our religion Nkodi na wata chieza muno bibu onye iwere Wesi ya kene rugio Aduba kwa chukwo Ikemba one of Biafra land mongwem Adawune ya kala ya dike Mafondi mojiri diebu mebide bichemele mongwem Amusiku dogweji mali ibo nine Dogweji malo Biafra miya Dumego chukwu Papa gisi kene logi Filipu Efyong Abuzi kwa mwake kuloku wekusi okusi na Biafra ye kunyo Na yabu Biafra ya tulugo wenata Unabulu na yabu Biafra ekuigo Noko guli mwata na kanane ele Abagise kene lugo nyendu manzi nande kano Amadike Biafra kede bebe Amadike Biafra,
today for the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of the accused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to
Biafrans, DPMDrNgoziOrabueze,
is using her position for personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. They told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. Nobody wants to do it. That's the problem. They sent her to my case. So they can
the Biafran government they know na exile cabinet be no no way. Ono ekene unu jisinu ike na chukwu na ndana ya agba unu ube. Baka no ya solo be ya atoka imaluge nuyi. Jisinu ike. Kanelo moni Biafra Liberation Army Umuchukwu. The agents of Biafra land the great oracles of Biafra na no. Anu wekene nunama. Na no jisi kenon. Atugo ya ba unume. Umuchukwu. I say can the Prime Minister H.E. Masi Simon Webber. Abuzi kwa bato biyo. Atwele li umu Biafra bianulunu. Anonganga pio tembe wile name.
When I just show you, you will not see.
Lili umu biao. Kudwa komili na kwa nunu.
Yes.
Mwana kwa mubia kenelio. Odagiri dimu.
All the guys send me to
Ose fulu bilo bianulunu weni. Makwale na kosa de maranya. Mweji mwagu kojilo sinodilo kasojilo yatiji sojilo walasa. Abuzi kwe wabato biye. Pagada gidi kebya nunu. Mweji wala niyo. Kujine tukujele di Biafra nanu. No da bekenege. Ase Biafra ni na namma. Ase no ya dilo no ni na namma. Mandanye na bono mweno utela yiweli enne. Mandanye na bono nudo no mwe. Makana mbona boke kwe na bonike. Omoya na no omoya no. No be voye de beline de no wama believe emeleme. A good legacy will last forever, my believe emeleme. And the remembrance of my bless you.
Every one of you, and as I do welcome you, as always, I will ask you to welcome those around you. I welcome you by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because unlike any other, this very broadcast, simulcast on multiple platforms this very day, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are, is being relayed right across the face of this very planet Earth. A lot of people are watching, a lot of people are listening, and many of you will be blessed as a result of it. And as I do welcome you, please endeavor, or should I say, try to welcome other people as well. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Regardless of where you are, as I said earlier, we are welcoming you, and we are going to pray as it is customary for us to do here. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you, and before we proceed, we are going to pray. As it is usual with us here on this platform, we pray because we are nothing without the Almighty. We are going to offer praise and adoration to Him as always, and I will, of course, should I say, unfailingly pray in the language of heaven. Some may misunderstand, some of them may try to misconstrue, but one thing is certain right now, in the presence of the Almighty God, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai in heaven, the angels are singing, worshiping, and praising the Most High with the very oldest language on the face of this very earth, the Igbo language. And that's how I'm going to pray. Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla anyị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla anyị ya bụ ọkaka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etuga eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tuo oge ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe nara ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ, nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịghị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi. N'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị wee na-arịọ gị na-asị, lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt, kwetu wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbodo ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtụ na ịja mma mgbe niile. N'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị, anyị onwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nzọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-efe nwa anyị akpụ isi ala nye, ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma, na-asị, lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasisi wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụghị ikuni ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala nwekwa n'ihi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana nwee onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye ebighị ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise. Having handed over our proceedings to heaven, we must therefore proceed unfailingly and very speedily to preach this very gospel that we have been mandated to preach this very day, because heaven and earth will bear us witness.
There are people who are incorruptible. Incorruptible, I said. There is nothing that moves them. I have come to this earth to do one thing and one thing alone, is to fight and get Biafra. I have not come to this world to be a millionaire, to own hotel, to own oil block, to be close to the president of Nigeria. That is not my job. My job is, what have you done to restore Biafra? When I die and meet Chukwu Abiyama, that's what they will ask me. Did you get Biafra? Not how many cars you had, how many hotels you built, how many convoys you can travel with. Irrelevant.
You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all costs. At all costs. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody.
There is no money in the zoo. If you don't take your money, start to withdraw your money from the bank. Oh, I have been saying it, I've been saying it, I've been saying it. The country is collapsing economically. There is no money in the zoo. There is no money. We have been warning you. Take your money away from the banks in the zoo. The zoo is collapsing. But some of you won't listen now.
Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come. You must understand this. The greatest task on this very earth is to get a black man to reason like a human being. The same way, it's just like trying to keep an Igbo man away from gossip. Hey, it's impossible now. Come on, for goodness sake. How can you keep an Igbo man away from gossip? Oh no, please, give me a break. Anywhere there is gossip, you find them there. Gossip, the gossip, is sweeter than honey from Igbo man. Gossip. Unverified rumors and gossip is like honey to them. That is how hard it is trying to remove the bottle from the mouth of a baby saboteur. Is as hard as trying to get a black man to reason properly.
The path we are pursuing is a path of pressure, relentless pressure to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only two ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only two ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. And then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party. Because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go through the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
Most of you who claim you own businesses everywhere in Nigeria, for that reason, you want everybody to die. Nobody is above death. Death is going to visit everybody. Just have to pray that you live and make impact in this life. The impact that matters now, as far as Nigeria is concerned, is not the impact to make people millionaires. It is impact to make people to be alive. It is impact to make people to feel secure. It is impact to make people feel they are free. That is the biggest impact you can make. Millions are going to come. People will become millionaires when they are alive. Of what use is it? You make somebody millionaire today and tomorrow he died by gunshot from Fulani. Of what use will it be to the society? You pick up somebody and send him abroad and he come back to Nigeria and police will kill him. It is happening every day. Why do you want to continue to be part of a country like that? Why? Is the question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No, 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 no. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do.
Only one under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who and who is following our prime minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who in this restoration process. So in the area of any indictment or anything, because we know our prime minister didn't do anything wrong. He is doing exactly what we are doing. All the killings that the Southeast and South delegitimized governors are doing, that is what our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was preventing. That is what Nnamdi Kanu was preventing. And the whole world have seen how Finland took away our Prime Minister. And within that period, hundreds of innocent Biafrans have been murdered by Christopher Musa and Tinubu using the reintegrated terrorists that they imported into the Nigeria territory. That is what is going on. And that is something that Biafrans have risen up and said, no more. So we are still waiting for Finland to accuse our prime minister of anything. They've held our prime minister, going to almost 3 months, 90 days. He did not commit any crime. But from what Finland has done, we have now discovered there is a history of what Finland is doing to suppress Christians, to suppress freedom of speech, and to destroy innocent Biafrans using the globalist agenda, which Finland is part of right now. That is what Finland is doing. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has not committed any crime. You put him away, now going to 3 months, because you partner with Nigerian state, a terrorist state, that have very, very low score and record in human rights. Finland is now part of that. That is exactly what they are doing. How else could one explain holding our prime minister for almost 90 days without indicting him yet? You isolate him. You want to break him psychologically. And you think we are just going to sit down and watch you and your cohorts in Nigeria. Your cohorts in Nigeria, they will get it real hard. It's a promise.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program, wherever you are joining from.
I appreciate every one of you, those who are watching us on Facebook, those watching on TikTok. Please, wherever you are watching us from, kindly like and share this program so that we can get across to everyone. I wish every one of you happy weekend, and happy weekend. Thank you so much for being part of the program, wherever you are joining from. I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of the program today. Every single one of you that is in this program, I welcome you. Please like and share this program. The social media network is not our friends. They do not help us to promote our program. But I bet you, if you can do your own part by sharing and liking the program, we're going to go a long way. They can't stop us. They try as much as possible to demoralize us. They try as much as possible to limit our audience. But once you help to share this program, they cannot limit our audience. We get across to all parts of the world. You never can tell who will hear our story and come to our aid. It is important that we engage in this radical evangelism. Very important. And for the sake of those who are joining us for the very first time and those who are going to come across this video for the very first time, this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, the COS, Dr. Ngozi In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. All we do here is to promote freedom, to propagate the message of freedom, to give support to every single human being on the planet Earth that wants freedom. As long as you are genuinely seeking for freedom, you are welcome in this platform. What we do mainly in this platform is to present the plight of the Biafran people before the whole world, to expose the atrocities of Nigerian government against the Biafran people, the genocide, the war, the attack, the inhuman treatment, the human rights abuse. We expose them in this very platform. We also debunk the lies they have told against the Biafran people, against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, against our Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ngozi. Every lie they have projected against us, we come here to debunk them and trash them to the dustbin. Every morning when we come here, remember, it is always an interactive section. You are entitled to join us in this program to ask your question, make your contributions, bring on your superior argument. It is welcome. Nobody knows it all. We can learn from you or you learn from us. If there is something you're hearing about us that you're not too sure about or you are not convinced about, please come on David Harbour channel and ask your question. I will respond to you. As you are asking, if I can't give you satisfying answers, there are members of the cabinet that will come out and respond to you. The cabinet members are watching this program. Deputy Prime Minister is watching this program. And many other people that are concerned are watching this program. So if I don't give you a satisfying answer, I bet you someone is going to come out to give you an answer that's going to satisfy. There are many Biafrans who are very inclined to what is happening. There are very many Biafrans that have the idea of what we are talking about. And I bet you when the time comes, they are going to reach out to you and they will give you the answer that you desire. My fellow Biafrans, the only thing we ask in this platform is for you to come in a decent manner. Nobody is restricted from joining us. This platform, we allow everybody to join us and air their opinion and speak, ask their question and make a contribution. Bring their superior arguments. The only thing that qualifies you to join us is to be a human being. As long as you are human, it doesn't matter your orientation, it doesn't matter your ideology, it doesn't matter what you think or who you support or who you don't support or what you believe or what you don't believe. It doesn't matter your religion, your location, or whatever. If you want to join us on this platform to make your contribution, feel free to do so. All you need to do is to come to David Harbour channel on YouTube, click the link, join me on stage, then bring on your contribution. For those who are watching on Facebook or those who are watching on TikTok, you cannot join from that angle. You can only write your question. Once I see your question on the screen, I will respond to your question. So, my fellow Biafrans, if you want to join me on stage, please make sure you appear in a decent manner, because we are representing the government and the whole world is watching us. Children are watching. We can't admit you with your singlet or you're appearing naked. We can't admit you on that. And we beg you to please speak in a civil manner. It doesn't matter how angry you are. It doesn't matter how dissatisfied you are. It doesn't matter what is troubling you. Try as much as possible to present your case in a very civil manner so that the world can digest what you're saying and Biafrans can equally digest your words. I welcome everyone once again, and I say happy weekend to every one of you that is out there watching. May Chukwu Okike be my guide and protect all of you. We have come on this weekend program, as we always do, to present before the whole world. Today, we are going to discuss on a topic which says, protect Biafra to protect humanity. In Biafra, Africa died. And in Biafra, Africa will rise to freedom. Wherever you are watching us from, you can follow us and join us on this very discussion. And by the way, for my fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom out there, today is Saturday, a very special day that we all know. Do not forget, every Saturday and Monday is special for us. Saturday is a day we gather together to raise funds to support the United States of Biafra, to make sure that Biafra, United States of Biafra, was declared on the 29th of November 2024. The redeclaration has been made. We are now a sovereign state, and it's left for us to seek for recognition and also pursue the complete establishment of Biafra on the ground. And it all involves finance. It involves money. For us to defend Biafra land effectively, you can't do it with an empty hand. You and I know that. For every move you're going to make to defend Biafra land, it doesn't matter how it's going to be, whether diplomatically, whether in armed struggle or politically, it requires finance. It all requires finance. So that is why we have mapped out every Saturday for fundraising, 7 p.m. Biafran time. Wherever you are, please try to key in today, 7 p.m. Biafran time. Every one of us, we will assemble together to do what we have been doing and what we know how to do best. We will continue to do so until we get into the promised land. As it stands today, there is no organization in the world sponsoring the restoration of Biafra. There is no country in the world sponsoring the restoration of Biafra. It is you and I, the ordinary people, the citizens, the more than 50 million people who casted their vote for the restoration of Biafra. They are the people today sponsoring the restoration of Biafra. And we gather every Saturday, we come together to raise funds to that effect. So please, wherever you are, no matter how little, put in your widow's mite. The link for the contribution is always there. The links have been shared for the Zoom. You join the Zoom. When you join the Zoom, you come on the Zoom and you announce your donation, and then you make your payments through the accounts that I have provided. You make your payments online. There are accounts online. If you are in a place where you cannot do online, there are procedures on how to do. We have admins everywhere in the world. We have our admins. All you need to do is reach out to any member of the media or reach out to anyone you can ever reach out, and then we will direct you on how to go about your donation. Or join us on Zoom, 7 p.m. Biafran time, so that we will kick it off and make sure that we support the restoration of Biafra, protect and defend Biafra, because it is a defense to humanity. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching from, each time we talk about Biafra, there is something that is deep down in our heart. We are not requesting for the United States of Biafra because of envy or because of jealousy or out of anything else. It is to save life. Our main purpose of asking for our independent state is to save life, to save humanity. Because every one of us have known what Nigeria is, what Nigeria has produced and continue to produce. The insecurity in Nigeria is not only going to end in Nigeria, it is going to extend to other West African countries, Africans as a whole, and the whole world in entirety. We, the Biafran people, are providing Biafra as a remedy to the world. Biafra is a remedy to the insecurity you are seeing across the world. A remedy to the trouble you are seeing across Africa. to the terrorism you are seeing. We are providing Biafra as a remedy to the world. You can continue to deny it for all I care. But I bet you the more you continue to deny it, the more you expose yourself to more danger. A lot of things are happening today as we speak. The insecurity in Nigeria is not going to end in Nigeria. It is going to spill out to other West African countries, and it's going to spill out to the whole world. You can see the terrorists fighting so hard to capture Nigeria, more especially Biafra land, where the resources are. That is their focus. They are fighting day in, day out to make sure they take over our country, Biafra. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Abiyama to please kindly pay attention. Do not be distracted. Do not be deceived. The Biafra we are talking about is for all of us, and our purpose is to save life and nothing else. You're welcome, my beloved brother Chusky. Thank you for joining, Chusky. Go ahead. Good morning, sir. To you, my brother.
Good morning. Mazichus, I want to thank you so much for your unrelenting efforts towards educating Biafrans to know the right thing to do and to do it at the right time. Like you said, the liberation of Biafra is going to make Africa a very great country. Even the Westerners, they know that. That is why you see they are fighting tooth and nail in order to make sure that we are being suppressed. But I want to use this opportunity to talk to Biafrans. We should not relent. We should not relent in all our efforts towards achieving our goal. The truth is that the people that we are really dealing things with are fighting without relenting. I don't know, you heard what's happening in those states. I don't know whether you heard what's happening in those states, and you can see if those people are Igbos that are done that way, nobody will talk about it. But I heard that the federal government went and make an arrest. They started arresting innocent people. About 30 people that have been arrested over those incidents. But the truth is that they said that they are hunters for where? These are people that are coming to make sure that they captured us very smoothly. This morning, I think they first of all, before they started that, they first of all took away
Ghana,
the firearms of the security agents.
Go ahead.
Okay, they took away the firearms of the vigilantes. They removed their arms. So those guys this morning, they made up their mind to comb the bush without gun. They only have knives. They said that they are going to make sure that they get rid of Fulanis in their bush. So I want to also use this opportunity to urge Biafrans in our various states and communities. We should also form our vigilante and groups of people that will be combing around the bush to make sure that we'll get rid of those people. They are not human beings. Those people are monsters. The way they do their things, I've been watching series of videos whereby they destroy our crops. They do things. They are the most selfish individuals that I have ever seen in the world. So I don't know why. They are not even meant to live with human beings. They are meant to live with animals because they behave like animals. So Biafrans, we should not. We should also stop sabotaging ourselves because it is really alarming. I don't even know sometimes what is wrong with us. I don't know why we like selling our brothers in order to enrich our pockets. I don't know why. You understand? So what we are fighting is for the betterment of each and every one of us, our unborn children. If Biafra is fully restored tomorrow, we are going to live peacefully. We are going to, in fact, we are going to be one of we are going to be the world power. They know that. Because in everything we are good. We are very creative. I was reading one post about what happened during 1967 after all the killings. They said no victor, no vanquish. At the long run, when you come to the bank, they will give you only 20 pounds. all these people sabotaging Biafras, I want to ask them, do they read history? Do they read history? Do they know how they survive? Do they know what our forefathers did for us to survive? If they knew it, I don't think that they should fight against the restoration of Biafra. So I want to let them know, whatever you are doing, I want to tell you, you might think that nobody is seeing you, because what I heard was the federal government have mapped out 10 million naira for any person that is going to come and testify against our leader, Mazen Nandekalo, on the 29th March. Imagine. So I want to tell Biafrans, please, let us stop sabotaging each other. Well, no matter whatever that your grievances are, hold them strongly and firmly. Let us achieve our goal first. Then you bring your grievances to the table. We are able to handle it. We are able to do it well. We should stop sabotaging our brothers and sisters for the sake of what we are going to eat today. If we achieve Biafra, the sky is our limit. Our children will undergo scholarship. There won't be nothing. There won't be anything like a joblessness. Employment will be everywhere. Let us work together to protect our land. The little you can do, do them. Because even as it's true, it has been long, sir. I came to join you, but I have been always advocating for, because there are some people in the rural areas, anytime they hear Biafra, they will have some negative thoughts. They will tell you it's not achievable. It is our duty to continue to educate them. Tell them why it can be achieved. Tell them the reason why you needed Biafra. Some of them don't even know the story, that our pregnant women were murdered and slaughtered, bring out the baby in their womb, done by the Fundraising, by the Nigerian terrorist states. So if you go through all these histories and without having a remorseful mind on how to achieve Biafra, I don't know what to call you. I don't know what to call you. Please let us put hand on the deck, Biafrans, to support the government, to support our COS, because the woman is doing great. She's a lioness. She's a lioness. She doesn't talk much, but she achieved much. She doesn't talk much, but she achieved a lot. And I know she has gone so far, which we don't even know about. And we also should be looking forward to seeing our Prime Minister soon, because I know Finland government has nothing to hold against him, because he's innocent. It's only a tree that had that he will be cut off and stand one place. If we human beings had it, you have to protect yourself. And that is exactly what our Prime Minister was educating us. He's educating us how to protect ourselves in terms of danger. So I don't see that whether it's any crime, because I know that the Nigerian government, they have a plan to make sure they wipe us from the surface of the, which is impossible. It cannot be done. God is already with us, and he is going to be with us until we achieve victory. Thank you, sir, and God bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you for that word of advice to Biafrans, and I hope Biafrans are listening. As we have said, we have to protect Biafran land, protect humanity. That is what we have to do. So when you see what is happening in the Zoological Republic today, you see that no single person has protection. No indigenous person in Nigeria has protection. Just like the issue that he was talking about of what happened in Edo State. Those are very terrible and grievous videos that we can't be able to share the video on network. I can't be able to share the videos over here. I'll send the videos of what transpired. And those things are happening because there is no government in Nigeria. There is no government. The primary objective of the government is protect the life and property of its own people. When the government have failed to protect the life and property of its own people, what do you expect? What you're going to see is chaos. That is exactly what is in Nigeria today. When you look at what's transpiring in those states, many of us have seen the videos. It's online, on social media, everywhere. That cannot happen in a sane country. It cannot happen in a sane country. But in a country, Nigeria, where the government itself is sponsoring terrorism against its own people, they allow terrorists to operate freely. They defend and protect terrorists. What do you expect? The people will revolt and defend themselves. Self-defense is the right of every human being on the planet Earth. The only people today that are not still yet taking self-defense serious are the Biafrans. The Biafrans are not still taking self-defense serious. That was why the government of the United States of Biafra announced it and said that self-defense have been passed to law. Every Biafra has the right to bear arms and defend themselves. Every Biafra has the right to defend him or herself. It's been passed to law. Because the Biafran people seem not to be serious about this. They are only serious and focused when it has to do with themselves and their own brothers. That is when they activate their self-defense. When you see a Biafran fighting his brother or his sister, they don't look back. They don't look back. They fight with everything in them, including taking the life of their own brother and their sisters. But when it is the time to defend themselves against an enemy, a collective defense against an enemy, they can't do it. They can't do it. It is very sad what transpired in Edo State. No matter how it happened or what transpired, it's not supposed to happen in the same country. But it is happening because the people are left on their own to defend themselves. There is no time the United States of Biafra government will support jungle justice. We do not support jungle justice. We don't. But when you are left the people with no option, when the people know that they have no other option, nobody can stand for them, nobody can fight for them, nobody can speak for them. Instead, the government that is meant to protect them is destroying them. They are left with no option than to use any means available to protect themselves. And if you ask them, that is one of the means they can use to protect themselves. That is a typical example why we do not want to be part of that zoological republic, because people are now acting like animals. People in the zoological republic called Nigeria are acting as animals. They no longer act like human beings because there is no government. Because the state is a failed state. Because the terrorists have taken over the entire state. And nobody seems to care. The government doesn't care. And they will never care. Instead of them planning or seeking for a way to protect the citizens, they wouldn't protect the citizens. They go after the citizens, weaken their defense, and again allow the terrorists to come in and take the life of the citizens. And when citizens are in such situation, it is only a tree that we hear that you want to cut him down and it will still remain. No, they won't remain. Only a tree we hear that you bring a saw, you want to cut it down, it will remain. Every living thing will run away. Animals run away when you want to kill them. Even the plant themselves, the tree, they activate self-defense. So many of them. When you want to cut them down, they activate self-defense. That is what we see. And in a situation where you find a failed state like that, you expose, even the innocent people are being exposed to danger. The innocent lose their life in the hand of people carelessly. People get involved in things they are not supposed to be getting involved into because they are left on their own to defend themselves and fend for themselves. The only people that are still taking their time today is in Biafra land. And it is in that Biafra land, that is where they are focused. That is where the terrorists are doing their mayhem. That is where they focus because they know that the Biafrans can never allow them to take over their land. Knowing that now, they are using the government apparatus to fight the Biafrans day in, day out. Destroy the life of Biafrans, destroy their properties, weaken their defense, and then allow the terrorists to come in. A strategy they have done again and again and again. And some of us don't see these things. It is sad. What transpired in Edo State is sad. No normal human being will see that what happened that will not be moved. But who made it to happen? Who made it to happen? It is the terrorist government of Nigeria. The terrorist government of Nigeria made it possible. It made it possible. You have left the people to defend themselves, and they have to do so. In any way they can, let's do it. For a long time, I know that the people in the state have been complaining about the Fulani terrorist attack, the kidnapping in that road. There have been great series of kidnapping, terrorism against their citizens, and nobody seemed to care. And all of a sudden, they saw people in a trailer, in convoy with guns, and claim to be hunters. How can you move all the way from the northern part of Nigeria to come and hunt in Edo State? How do you explain that? How do you explain moving all the way from the northern part of Nigeria with all the mass land you said you have? You claim you have the mass land. You left it, you came to this state to come and hunt. In a place where you know that it's already volatile, that the terrorists are already disturbing them and they are fighting against the terrorists. In a region where you know that terrorists are disturbing them on a daily basis. Then you expect them to see you and clap for you. They wouldn't clap for you. They are going to defend themselves in the best way they know how to do, because there is no government existing anywhere in the zoo. People are left to fend for themselves. Now you understand why Nigeria must break up. When we are calling for the breakup of Nigeria, this is the reason we are calling for breakup. There is no trust between every region because we are different people. We have nothing in common. We are different people. There is no way I will see a Fulani man with a gun in my backyard and I will trust him. It is impossible. I will not. There is no way a Fulani man will see a man from Biafra land with a gun in his backyard and we trust him. It is impossible. You cannot see a Fulani man with gun at your backyard in the southwest and you trust him. It is impossible. Even in the northern part of Nigeria, you cannot see a Fulani man with a gun at your backyard and you trust the person. You don't. The only solution is that we are not the same people. We don't have something in common. Initially, when we were managing ourselves, the Fulanis were known to be having sticks at their back. They hold their stick and their dagger. But this time, they hold AK-47. And we have seen their trademark with their AK-47 and the cutlass they hold. We have seen the work of the AK-47 and cutlass. And now you expect me to see somebody with cutlass and AK-47 and clap for the person. And the funniest thing is that the government is doing nothing. When it comes to the Fulani terrorists, government is doing absolutely nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. How many times have you seen in the news that in their convention, how many times have you seen that these terrorists were captured? Look at the Fulani terrorists that were captured. Look at the Fulani kidnappers that were captured. How many times have you seen that news? How many times have you seen the news? Have you ever seen Fulani captured, represented in the news anywhere in the world? Have you ever seen any? What we see is their defense. What we see are other regions, including in Biafra land. You see governors focusing their attention on their own citizens. That is why a governor will come and tell you that every crime committed in his state is committed by his own people, including kidnapping. That he has never seen anybody from another place committing it. Even when there are people who have been kidnapped, testimony, people who have testified on video, and yet a governor will deny that truth. And now you expect the citizens to see somebody on such mood and now clap for that person. The earlier the world pay attention to Nigeria and dismantle that zoological republic, the better. Nigeria is a time bomb that is about to explode. And when it does, it is going to affect every part of West Africa and the world at large. We are giving that warning. We are shouting and fucking. You don't listen. Mazi Simon Ekpa started warning about the terrorists, Fulani terrorists coming. Nobody paid attention. Today, they are there already. They are there causing mayhem, causing trouble, creating chaos everywhere. Turning everybody in that contraption to be a monster. They are turning everybody to be a monster. Today, you see how they have turned the people in those states. The people in those states took laws into their own hand and you saw the jungle justice. It is because there is no government anywhere. If they cry from heaven, from earth to heaven, nobody's going to listen to them. Government will never come to the aid. They will only come after the Fulanese have succeeded in taking lives. And that was why the people in Edo State, the young men in Edo State, take the laws into their own hand and do what they have to do. And just after they have done that, you are hearing now that they have started arresting them. They began arrest. And one thing that is very common is when it has to do with the indigenous people of Nigeria, there will be arrests by the government. But when these Fulanese perpetrate their evil, take life, clear families, and take over lands, they take over people's community, you will never see the government reacting to go and retrieve those lands. If Nigeria had a government, there is no way, no country in this world, we are now its citizen, to be in IDP camp in their own country where there is no war. No country in this world will allow its own citizen to be in IDP camp in their own country when there is no war. It doesn't happen. But what you see in Nigeria is that the government themselves will create more, they are creating more IDP camp. They by themselves are the ones relocating people from their own land. Every now and again, they relocate people from their own land and leave the land completely for strangers. And yet, when we ask for the disintegration, dismantling of this devilish entity called Nigeria, people don't understand it. On which language are we going to use to explain for you to understand? It is sad. But we have to protect Biafra land, and the time is now. For those of us who do not know what we are doing, you are focusing your own attention on your own brother. Your brother is not the enemy. You are focusing your own attention on your own sister. We should focus channel our energy to the real enemy that we all know. They want to take over our land by force. And yet, some of us are busy playing games. Some of us are busy blackmailing, pushing propaganda, pushing lies everywhere. It is high time we come back to do what is right. And before I proceed, on the last program of our Deputy Prime Minister on question and answer, there was a question that she cleared. One of these propaganda and blackmail that she cleared. I would like to play it again. I want us to pay attention. This program was extracted. This video I'm about to play, it was extracted from the question and answer that was done within the week. There was a very important propaganda, blackmail that they carry around, that Deputy Prime Minister said this and said that and did this and did that. And people who were claiming that the Biafran government is owing them, they are the ones sponsoring Biafran government, that everything in Biafran government is in their hand. All those claims, I want to play a portion where the Deputy Prime Minister responded. And I want you to pay close attention to this very portion before we continue on this program.
So, got to go.
Last week, sometime last week or last 2 weeks, because I live in California, and I have been part of the California group that is shared by I don't know who is somebody that I respected and many people respect too. But I felt so disappointed when I saw her on social media with all the round things that she was making. Now, one of the things that she said that I picked, apart from everything that doesn't really make any meaning to me, was that Isaiah Ogenkere, so to say, was lent some money to Biafrans, and that he was requesting or demanding that his money be given back to him, but you say no. From my own, if I'm correct, I may be corrected. Our Prime Minister, when he was asking Biafrans for IOU to support the struggle, he said when Biafra is fully restored, anybody who gave money to Biafrans will be refunded. But when I don't know who made that statement, I was wondering, why now? So my question is, was Biafra as a nation given to Ogenkere as a collateral, because I'm wondering why he had to hijack the treasury of Biafra, so that because it's very, very important. By the time we go back, you know, a lot of us wouldn't want to go and start fighting the same battle we are fighting today against Nigeria, because some group of individuals sold our land to the British merchants. So, as far as you know, because I know that you are the closest person to Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. From what you know, the extent you know, please, it is very important you clear this air when Simon comes out and begin to address us. Possibly, if there are some things he knows that you don't know, we may also ask him the same question. He will need to clarify to Biafrans. So my question is, was Biafra used as a collateral to get money from Ogenkere that made him to hijack the treasury of Biafra? Because at the end of the day, when we go back fully to Biafra and his money is not paid to him, is he going to come after the Central Bank of Biafra so that we'll start all over again fighting for another set of freedom? Please, it is very important to clear this air.
Thank you, thank you so very much, and I appreciate the way you're concerned. And even though I didn't want to address this, because I keep saying that we are building a nation, and it is okay for sometimes for people, disgruntled elements, to castigate in whatever form. Let me first start by saying there is no time that I, Dr. Orabueze, says or stopped the payment of any money to anybody in the United States of Biafra. This individual you called that loan money to Biafra, we are not owing anybody anything. United States of Biafra, we are not owing any individual. So that information from that individual is not true, it's not accurate. The IOU, there was a condition for the IOU, and many sincere Biafrans have contributed towards the IOU. And the condition is, once we protect our land, those IOU will be given back. That is the condition. Let me just tell Biafrans, when the information from the lady you talked about is not true, we are not owing anybody anything as far as the United States of Biafra government is concerned. When we were operating the New Dimension mandate, and this is the first time I'm going to clear this air, so that when people come out to misinform Biafrans, they're fully aware of what they are doing, the damage they are doing when they misinform the public. Not that we don't expect this, but also once the Prime Minister is out, they will be able, if at all there'll be any room for that communication at all, which I believe there won't be. When we have New Dimension mandate, I made it in such a way that if there is any money that is going to be taken out from the account of that group, it will be well documented, and I will be aware of that. It happens that at a point we have this individual that was then the treasurer of New Dimension. That was
the other side of the plant.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Please.
That was what this individual do is, when we do fundraising, That is the only thing that I stated. Nothing more, nothing else. I told this individual who was then acting as the treasurer of mandate that any money that has to go out from the mandate account, I should be aware of that so that I can inform the executives of the organization that such money goes out. This individual said no, that she has the right after every fundraising, before we even wake up in the morning, she will sign out some money, transfer the money to this other individual's account. That was exactly what happened. There was nothing, all that information from the lady you talked about, there was nothing like money was paid. Nobody is owing him anything as far as this information is concerned. So that is the only thing. That is the fact. And that was why eventually, when the Prime Minister observed that this treasurer we had, after fundraising, we sign out money to these other individuals, the Prime Minister now said that they cannot continue to be in New Dimension mandate. Because I put those information out. It is not just for, again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but it is a normal process of the kind of country we are trying to build, where there's transparency, where there's accountability, especially from people that we entrust our money in. You cannot just go out and just sign out money and give to somebody without either the director of the organization being aware of what you are doing. We do not want to build a state like Nigeria, where we are coming out from. That was the only thing that I said that made these individuals to become upset. They started saying, oh, that they give money and that I'm blocking the repayment of that money. That is not true. All I requested for is, before the treasurer of the organization move any money to this individual, you must let me know so that I can let the organization know. And that was the only thing. For anybody telling you somebody gave gave the government 60-something thousand and the DPM said the money will not be paid, please, that is false. The second thing I want to let Biafrans know, when these individuals continued to act without transparency, exactly, maybe the same thing we are witnessing, without the normal process of running a successful organization, some of us find it difficult to operate in that particular organization. And I believe that was brought to the notice of our Prime Minister. And eventually, when the Prime Minister analyzed the whole situation, he told those two individuals they must leave mandate. And that was why they are no longer executive or holding any position in mandate. The Prime Minister now told them, let them go and handle the government account, the Biafra government in exile account. So that is exactly what happened. We need accountability in running any, not just the organization, in running our nation. In anything we do, we need accountability. Anywhere I am, I need that accountability. Because the people that are contributing money to us, they trust us to report what is going on in any account. But these individuals, they believe there's no need for that. And the Prime Minister saw the need for accountability. And he told them they must leave mandate. That is why they are not in mandate today. So that's exactly what happened. And that is a fact. Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's exactly. Thank you, DPM. I'm so proud of you for addressing this. Yes, it's about time. Thank you.
And some people here that are part of that can also chip in one or two things. From D, you can go in and chip in one or two things. I know Dr. Aggie, you were somewhere. And some of the mandate members, you can also chip in one or two things if there is anything that falls. So this individual that's saying I blocked payment, all that story, these are just people that are paid by the Nigerian state to use different excuses to stop the final push to restore and protect the United States of Biafra. Nothing more, nothing less. They now go and start misinforming people. Those some believe in them, some are just carried away with that. I don't know if you want to add anything or
there's nothing to add to
exactly.
Straightforward.
Exactly, Famdi. This is exactly what it is. But I'm just happy you dealt with it today. Yeah.
Thank you so
please,
much.
Honorable.
And on the area of collateral, please, there is nobody that has United States of Biafra as a collateral or anything. Nobody. Please. The only reason you see them doing this thing they're doing is because the Prime Minister is not around. If you all watch the video where this same crop of individuals, when the Prime Minister told them, if not where we are, many of them would have been suspended during that meeting. I will encourage all of you to go watch that video again. So, there is only one government. I don't even recognize if there's any other thing existing out there, whatever, regardless of whatever they claim. So nobody use this.
Thank you for watching. You see, this very part of the video is very important. That is why I brought it to your notice, because there has been several times where people come and claim that they borrowed money to the United States of Biafra and the Deputy Prime Minister stopped the money from being paid to them. Some of them come out to claim that the government of Biafra is owing them. You have heard it from the Deputy Prime directly. She has never stopped anybody receiving payments in Biafra, and Biafra is not owing anybody. Biafra government is not owing anybody. She just explained what transpired. And those who think that Biafra was used as a collateral to borrow money from everybody, nothing like that happened. It did not happen anyway. So I will urge you to go back again and listen to that very video again, because this is one of the propaganda. As I told you at the beginning of the message, that in this platform, we come here to expose those propagandas, debunk the lies they are telling against the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and our Supreme Master Mandeka, and we will continue to do so. My fellow Biafrans, put your money where your mouth is. The only reason some of them today are doing what they're doing is because accountability. They don't want to be accountable to the Biafran people. That is all. They don't want to be accountable to Biafran people. And it is still the same accountability that even when Mazi Samaneko was around, they refused to be accountable. And that was why things happened the way it's happening today. So some of us that think that if Mazi Samaneko was here, this would not happen. If Mazi Samaneko was here, the same thing will happen, but it will happen in a different form. It will happen in a very different form. They would all be out and begin to rant. It will still happen. But I urge every Biafran that it is our responsibility to protect Biafra. Protecting our United States of Biafra is a responsibility that lies in the hand of every single one of us. Biafra is the only hope we have. It's the only defense we have. When you look at Nigeria today, you can tell that Nigeria is a hopeless place. There is no hope that lies anywhere in Biafra. And wherever you are serving Biafra, please put in your best. Put in your best. It is not about money. Do not put money first. Don't come to Biafra restoration or Biafra struggle for your own selfish interest. Do not come with your selfish interest. It is a selfless service. Selfless service. Any angle, any area you know you can serve Biafra. You can serve humanity in Biafra. Please go to that angle and serve. There are different angles where you can serve. There are people who are serving, who are supporting financially. There are people who are giving all they have. There are people in media. There are people in evangelism. There are people in administration. There are people on different areas serving Biafra. There are men who have committed their own life to serve in Biafran army. All these are services to the United States of Biafra. If you know the area you will serve, not because of what you intend to gain, but serve because you are serving your nation. Serve because of your future. Serve because of the future of your unborn children. Serve because of your generation unborn. I want us to hear this message from our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nandekan.
Some of you idiots that have only power and glory and money making at heart, you are not freedom fighters and can never be. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because as a freedom fighter, you are called to serve your people. You don't arrogate that very position to yourself. All of you using Biafra to be working for the zoo, all of you will be disgraced comprehensively and totally. Some of you idiots that have only power and glory and money making at heart, you are not freedom fighters and can never be. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because as a freedom fighter, you are called to serve your people. You don't arrogate that very position to yourself. All of you using Biafra to be working for the zoo, all of you will be disgraced comprehensively and totally.
You heard that message clearly from our Supreme Leader, Mazen Nandekan. The service to Biafra is a selfless service. If you are in this very struggle and all you do is to distract Biafrans, all you do is to take us back, all you do is to come and take bribe and serve for your own selfish interests, I bet you, you are going to face the consequence of your action and you'll be disgraced. You see every one of them today. Most of them today that are fighting against the United States of Biafra is for their selfish interests. See them forming WhatsApp group where they collect money and they say they are gathering money to give to the men on the ground. What a shame. What a shame. And I blame the Biafrans that pay attention to these idiots. Even when you know that you already have a government which you voted for. You have a government that you voted for through your referendum. And yet somebody will corner you somewhere and give you a WhatsApp group that is paying money. He want to sponsor the rebel group for you. And you give money. When you sponsor to fight against your own freedom directly or indirectly, you are going to share for the punishment when the punishment comes. No single one of you that is fighting against Biafra today will go free. It doesn't matter who you are. You will never go scot-free. No matter where you are joining from, no matter where you are participating from, you will never go scot-free. And I bet you at the end of the day, you are going to pay a heavy price for every atrocities you are committing in this struggle. You're welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell and my beloved sister Ojugo. You're welcome. My brother Maxwell, you are here first, but please let's allow our sister Ojugo to speak to us because of our location. And
that's okay.
After my
That's
sister,
okay.
then my brother Maxwell will take the mic. Okay. Go ahead, my sister Ojugo.
Good morning, Bro Chooks, and
morning, you're welcome.
as well, and all my good Biafrans.
I
know. Thank you. I know you. I didn't hear from the beginning, but I just want to say something or suggestion of this Hamadike voice. You know, I'm suggesting anytime we will do question and answer, that in between question and answer, to bring out this voice. You know why I said in between, so that we have more people that will listen to this voice, because this is what we are suffering right now. People in the name, they are looking for Biafra, are looking for their pocket. So if you can do us that favor, in between question and answer, when we'll have a lot of crowd put on the space to pump in this message, to refresh Biafran's memory of what Ahmadike said here. I think it will go a long way. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Okay. So, my brother Maxwell, my sister, are you done?
Yes, yes. I just want to throw in that suggestion. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, my brother Maxwell, go ahead and take the mic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mazi Chooks. Good morning from here. Good morning, Nemoche. May God continue to bless all of you for your support.
God bless you, my brother.
Good morning, Mazi Nandekano, wherever you are. Simon Ekpa, my Prime Minister. I say, may the Spirit of God that started this journey, that brought you into this journey, continue to protect you wherever you might be, and close the eyes of the enemies that are fighting you. I salute my DPM, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, and all that she is doing. Slow but steady, says the tactics. I know. She is operating within a limited finance. We don't have much, but we are not going to fault her. But we will try what we can in order to make sure that her leadership will not have, very serious problem when it comes to finance. God's willing, as long as God will provide for us, I believe that the people of the United States of Biafra will contribute to make it a success, so that our enemies will not laugh at us. You see, I see most of them in the comment section, OC Incorporated, that name, anytime I hear it, anytime I see it or hear it, it shock me. All my brothers and sisters. Yes, all my brothers and sisters in the comment section, I salute each and every one of you. May God continue to bless you for supporting. It is not easy to come, listen, comment, sit down 1 hour, 2 hours, listening to what is going on, what we are saying, the nonsense we are saying here, So thank you, and may God continue to bless you and reward you for the time that you have taken to support this. Without you, none of us will be here. So we have to join hands together and move this struggle to a faster rate that the enemies will tremble when they see us coming. Yes, Mazi Chicks. You see, I came in here. See, there is no sensible Biafran that will fight for the freedom of her father's ancestral land, hoping to get reward from it, especially in this case that we are now. Anybody that comes in with that intention of making profit from the suffering, do you know where the monies are coming from? The monies that are being contributed are, let me say, self-will contribution from people, from their heart. Some are not even happy when they are giving it, but they have to give it in order to protect, to support this cause. And all they do is to come and begin to fight. See, something is entrusted. You are holding something in trust. The people say, hold this thing for us, manage it for us. All Biafrans cannot come here and become prime minister or deputy prime minister, COAs and ministers. There are people elected in order to carry out those functions. But when they give you such functions, you are holding it in trust. Not that you are the best to be there. The people trusted you, and that is the reason why they gave it to you. But when they call you to give account, it is people's money. If you cannot give account, then there is no difference between you and the zoo we are fighting. There is no difference between you and the enemy that we are fighting, because that is their stock in trade. That is what they are notorious for. That is what they are known for. I did not come here to make profit. I believe Massachusetts did not come here to make profit. I came here joining you simply because I am part of the eyes or the nose, whichever one that is affected, the other one will be affected as well. I have families in Biafra land, although majority of them are citizens of other countries, but they do come home. I have relatives as well. I have cousins as well that are related to me. Why won't I support them? Why won't I support you in any way that I can in order to make sure that the suffering that they are going through is removed, is taken away from them? Rather, what they do is to come and collect money. When they call you to give account, you refuse. Rather, you form your own group. Like I said, as Okene, if you are doing anything that is not going to take the lives of our people, then God will bless you. But if through your actions, the life of our people are threatened, God will judge you and judge you horribly. God will judge you and judge you horribly. I did not say you should not follow your path. Follow your path because you believe that path you are following it. But let it not affect the life of the people we are trying to protect. If you do, you will face the wrath of God. Coming to the topic, Massachusetts, the day Ojukwu, my eternal leader, my uncle, and great men and women of Biafra land that stood against the globalists, the British, the USSR as at that time, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and all the rest of them. And fought them to a standstill till the time they surrendered. That was the day an African man died. That was the day the globalists felt that, yes, with their influence, they can do something. That is the day they started their onslaught using the stooges within us. You can see what happened in Libya. The reason why today you see ISIS, West Africa, everywhere, ISWAP, and the rest of them, ISIS and ISWAP, fighting, that we are now suffering, is because of what they did against Muammar Gaddafi. I don't want to go deep into that, but I also blame Muammar Gaddafi, a very good man. When you get closer to people, you will know the kind of people they are. When I did my jungle warfare in Libya for 1 year, I had the opportunity, to see him address us at Benghazi. I had the opportunity, the privilege to see him face to face. And when we were graduating, he gave us handshakes. They took him out because of the plan he has for Africa. The same plan, the same reason why they took Kwame Nkrumah out. The same thing that made them to take away Thomas Sankara. The same thing. The only people that they are not able to take away today is Captain Ibrahim Traore, the Malian president, I don't know his name, and the Nigerian president. Why? Because they have some support from Russia. Yes. But any other one, before this time, they removed them. Look at what France did to Laurent Gbagbo of Ivory Coast. Install Alassane Ouattara there. They are stooge. And today, because of what their sister nation is doing, Burkina Faso, they are also trying to fall in. That is the day they conquered the Biafra land. That was the day Africans died. Like Mazen Namdekano said, the restoration and the world recognition of Biafra will mark the beginning of an African man and woman, the return of their dignity and respect in the world. And these people know, the globalists, they knew all this. They know all this. That is the reason why they are holding us the way they are holding us. When Mazen Namdekano started, they found one way or the other to shut him down. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa picked it up from where he left it. They picked him up. Another person they are also going to plan now, they are planning to, with the support of the enemies around us too, is Dr. DPMDrNgoziOrabueze. But they will fail. That will be their last stop. The rest will come. Mazen Namdekano will come. Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister, will come. We will be reunited with them. And this journey will be very, very steep for them, the enemies. Continue doing what you are doing. The Lord is on our side. As long as we are not invading anybody, as long as the only thing we are fighting is the prosperity of the Biafran people, the self-recognition of the Biafran people, the dignity of the Biafran people, nobody is going to win against us. They will never prevail again upon us. We will prevail at the end. For every good thing that will come to your life, it will not come easy. There are prices that people pay to get to where they are today. I thank you, and I hold the mic here.
Thank you so much, my brother, for that very input. And as you just said, and you made it clear. In Biafra, Africa died. And in Biafra, Africa will resurrect. Protect Biafra to protect humanity. They can continue to dance around it. That is a fact, an undeniable fact. Until every indigenous person in Nigeria realizes that the only solution today is to break up that zoo, they will continue to suffer in the hand of the terrorists. Until the world rise up and do the right thing for the Biafrans, take responsibility for the atrocities they committed against Biafran people, the genocide that the world powers supported against the Biafran people. Until they do that, peace will never return to humanity. Sometimes when we talk about Biafra, they think it's just about the people who are living in that location where Chukwu Okike have placed them. It is not just about us. It is not just about us. If Africa is free, the world will be free. And if Africa is not free, and the terrorists take over Biafra land, if Biafra is not free and the terrorists take over our land, the whole West Africa is going to be taken over. Africa will be in trouble and the world will not be spared. They can continue to ignore it and pretend it's not happening. We are now presenting Biafra as a remedy to the world. We are presenting Biafra as a remedy to the world to checkmate the operation of the terrorists in the Sahel region. It is not something that is hidden. And their effort they are making today is to get hand on the wealth, the wealthiest region in Africa. The wealthiest region in Africa, Biafra land. A land flowing with milk and honey. They want to take it over by fire, by force. And Chukwu Okike is strengthening his children, keeping us strong and make sure that they do not penetrate wherever they are. Even though they use all manner of tricks. They use even our own brothers. They use our own brothers. Some of our brothers have volunteered to work for them, to take over our land, for what they will eat, for recognitions. Until the world pay attention to Biafra land. Until they pay attention, they are not serious to deal with terrorism. In the northern part of Nigeria, every terrorist group in this world has their full soldiers in the north. Every terrorist group you can think about in this planet Earth, on this planet Earth, have their foot soldiers in the northern part of Nigeria. They have taken over villages. They have camps. They have raised flags. These informations are in the public. But unfortunately, no conventional media is paying attention to this. No international media is paying attention to it. No independent media is paying attention to it. When we talk about it, some of them will call us noisemakers. But it continues to play out. And when you leave the people to fight for themselves, definitely, for we Biafrans, our land will never be taken over. It doesn't matter how they try. Whether the world like it or not, we will fight and defend ourselves. Mazen Nande cannot describe what the British have given us as devil alternative. If we fight, we will die. If we don't fight, we will still die. It is better we fight and die like a hero. And we have chosen to fight. And we will fight to defend our territory. Self-determination is not a crime. That is what we ask for. I want us to hear this message from Mazen Nandekano before we continue.
Nobody is reliable. That is why only self-determination can save you. Nobody, no institution, once they bribe them, they are gone. Look at TUC making noise. Hey, comrade, with their fiscal. Comrade, everywhere. Comrade has gone to Abuja. They've given comrade money. He has cancelled strike.
That is how they buy over everybody. Only self-determination can set us free. Only self-determination. It is much, much painful when we see our fellow Biafran brothers deny their identity, fight against their own freedom. You will see our fellow Biafrans join hands to weaken the strength of Biafra. They use their own hand to destroy their own defense. You see some of our brothers in the coastal region today. They already know that Nigeria is not meant for any one of us. They accept that. They know that Nigeria is there to destroy. And they know very well that on their own, they cannot make any point. They can't defend themselves. Adakaboro have tried it and failed. Sarowiwa tried it and failed. Biafra went to war and fought, and they used them to truncate it. It did not succeed. What any sensible person should be thinking now is how to unite, fight as one, and then get this Biafra. Mazen Nandekano have made it clear that there is no minority in Biafra land. Biafra is a country. Inside that country called Biafra, there are nations. And when Biafra comes, every nation will be on their own. Ijaw nation will be on their own as Ijaw people. Efik nation will be on their own. Igbo nation will be on their own. Ibanke nation will be on their own. Even if you people are three, you will be on your own as a nation. Manage your resources and develop yourself. Our focus is freedom. It is not to occupy anybody's land. But still, some people continue to buy this lie. Among every tribe, major tribe in Nigeria, it is only the Igbos that did not make any move to conquer anybody. Only the Igbos did not make any move from history to conquer anybody. It is not because they are not strong. It is not because they don't have the numbers. It is not because they don't have the experience or the wisdom or the weapons. They have all. But conquering people is an abomination. Taking over people's property is an abomination in Igbo land. That is why they never get involved in conquering anybody. Even with their population, all they do come to your area, negotiate with you. go into business with you. If you sell a property for them, they will help you to develop that area, including providing employment opportunity. In every state in Nigeria, that is developed, go and check in their capital cities and the development. The Igbo tribe contribute, if not more than 40%, at least 40% to their development. I didn't make the number. Even in their convention, you hear it, that in any state you go, after the indigenous people, the next population is the Igbos. The same way it is in properties and development.
Mazi Chicks, can I come in here?
Go ahead.
You see, when you look at the spirit, you know, from the time, even when I was still serving in the army, you know, I was doing business as well. I was doing business.
Every Igbo man is doing business. Even those working in offices, they still have their shops. They have their businesses.
See, let me tell you, Igbo people are very, very versatile. Anytime I sit down, I look at myself, and I said, I see the behavior of the I look at myself, very lucky man to be, you know, to come out of that particular tribe, Igbo tribe. When you come to Ghana here, envy and jealousy among my Ghanaian people against them.
I don't know why.
Let me tell you, it is not juju. Yeah, it is not juju. Our Ghana people say here, say that something is. They will be suspecting that they'll say, "We know that this one." And they know they do it with clear eye. But it is not juju. It's strategy and courtesy. Courtesy in doing business. Look, I compete with some of them because sometimes I do bring cars from outside. You will see the same car you bought from the
We can hear you. You are breaking up, Bro Maxwell. I think your network is having a
fix
problem. We
it
can't
and
hear
put
you.
it for. Oh, what about now?
I think it's better. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. You see, the same product, let's say Toyota Corolla, I know the price, I know the cost. Then I bring it here. I fix it, I put it for sale. Let's say the profit margin is 30,000 Ghana cedi. And when you go to the car park, you see people are selling 30,000, 35,000, 40,000. That is the profit margin. But do you know what I normally do? I go cut them down. Evil man is ready. Instead of him to make in a competitive environment, instead of him to make that 40, 50,000, that high profit, he is ready to cut it down to 25,000. While I am sitting down there waiting for 40, 50,000, this man has gone more than 3 times and come back.
Of course.
So when I come, and when you look at how they treat you when you go to buy from them, especially here, you know that yes, these people, it is in their blood. They talk about them here. That is the tribe that is leading that Biafra. This is the tribe that is the majority in that place. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu realized all these things. He said there will be no majority, there will be no minority. Do you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a bigot or a boetic? When he was saying develop the Cross River Seaport, make it international, develop Wibocha seaport, make it international, build railways, do this, do this, interest or recognize that they are one people. Won't he be fighting for Igbo nation alone? He will be fighting for Igbo nation alone. But he recognized the affinity, the brotherhood and sisterhood among you, that relationship that is there with them. Yet, you people say no, you will not. You say no, you will not. Come and join. I've been begging these people, come and join. They refuse. Our people in Ebola, they said, Missy, Aga Panimo, Yagana Kunya Nanko. Aga Kunya no, Missy Aga Ima Ausana, Aga Kunya. Look, what is about to happen to these people is still warming up. We, the Igbo-speaking part of Biafra, we have tested the evil of the Nigerian terrorist government. In that war, we bore the brunt of that war. We suffered the most. Our people were slaughtered the most. Till today, it is the same people. Because of that war, our people are not recognized today. The hate grew till today as we speak. And that is the reason why somebody would tell you that Humphrey Mosu deserves no honor in the zoo, that they hate you, they hate even your footprints. And when we come to you, you still be trying to be politically correct. You want to validate, oh, there is hope for Nigeria. There is no hope for that country, that their senators are predators. Look at what they are doing to Natasha. You think that that Senate is a coven of the evil kingdom or so. That's what I would call it. It's an evil coven. Out of 109, you have only 4 women there. What does that tell you? And the little one that are there, the little number you are there, you are predating on them. And when they speak, they gang up against her. That is the place you want us to be. To fear, but I'm parrying it. I will never be there. I will never be there, and I will not validate such evil. My duty is to support anything that is going to bring it down to its kneel, and that is the support for Biafra. If you like, in the Riverine area, continue to hope in Nigeria until the day Nigeria will collapse on your head, as it has started collapsing now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Maxwell. And one funny thing is that some of them never learn. They don't learn. You know, there's a time Mazen Nanekane was preaching a message and he said, we are all Igbos. I think I have played the video here where he said, we are all Igbos. Everybody from the old Southeastern region, we are all Igbos. And you wouldn't understand until you pay attention. For those of us that have lived in the North, you can testify to that. That everybody from the old Southeastern region is regarded as Inyamiri. It doesn't matter who you are. To an extent, even people from Edo State and even Yoruba sometimes misunderstand themselves and they regard you as Inyamiri. When you hear them attacking an Igbo Biafran and you think it's about them, you are fooling yourself. I want you to learn a lesson and hear this message from Effiong. I want you to hear what General Effiong explained during the war, what transpired during the war. Let us watch this video. Listen carefully what General Effiong is going to say.
These were killed during the July program, and I myself, I'm not an Igbo man, but I was to be killed also, and I just managed to escape. And a few of the officers escaped, but very many were killed. Those that were killed came from what was then Eastern Nigeria. For instance, Major Rock is not an Igbo man, but he was killed. He was killed in Kaduna. Majai Kanam was killed in Lagos, and he is not an Igbo man. And several others like that. I'm trying to say that the people, the officers killed, came not just from one tribe, but from the eastern Nigeria, as it then was.
Yes.
And so there you are. It was lucky for those of us that escaped.
You see this information. Some of them see these informations and they don't pay attention to this. In as much as their Igbo brothers is taking responsibility to be in the front line, because I can say they are the elder brother. And now every single one of them begin to feel that they are safe. They will call you and give you a Senate president, and you feel you are safe. They will call you and make you a president, you feel you are safe. Then they will use you to begin to preach hate against your people, to expose and be a stumbling block to the success of your own region. Every single individual from the old Southeastern region, we are one people. Until you realize that, I bet you, as for those of us who have seen it already, we are gone and gone for good. But those of you who have still remained in that propaganda and feel that you want to make yourself relevant, and because of that, you know that when Biafra comes, you will not be relevant in Biafra. And for that, you want to remain in your Zoological Republic and continue to do it in that fraud. Your time is up. Your time is up. And from the event that is unfolding today in that zoo, the event that is unfolding today, the best thing you can do is to fall back into the United States of Biafra. That is the only place your defense lies. I heard some of the idiots are calling for referendum. A referendum that we have already conducted, and more than 50 million people signed up for the United States of Biafra. This vote was gotten from every region in the old Southeastern region, including those idiots who are calling for self-referendum today. Go and tell them to conduct referendum. They will not get the number we have already gotten. And instead of them falling in line to join what is happening,
who is calling for referendum? Yes.
The people from the coastal region, Asere Dokuba and Co.
Oh
That is
my
the latest.
God,
That is the latest move now. After
For
they
what?
have the Ijaw people, after they have seen what they have done with their governor in the River State, they are calling. They are calling for referendum.
For what?
To give them their state, their nation, or whatever they want to. I can't just understand my sister. Let them come and answer.
Oh my God.
They are asking for referendum for Ijaw nation.
Okay. Oh, Ijaw nation for how many people?
It
As
is
as a country or as a state under Nigeria?
my sister is really laughable.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. See, I don't know whether people didn't do history at school. Don't they do history? When we did history, 3 major languages in Nigeria. 3 major languages in Nigeria. The Igbo, the Hausa, and the Yoruba. And under Igbo, you have other little languages, minor languages. And these 3, it shows you that old, the region, how the country was before the amalgamation.
Exactly.
So, I don't know how, how we're gonna do this. Like, so Ijaw it's how? Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I don't know how. Sometimes you don't even know from where to start, from where to end, to even advise people.
Even when Mazin Nandekano in his speech has made the offer that let us get the Biafra, then everybody stands as a nation.
Yes. Okay. And you see those Ijo and the coastal region answering Ngozi, answering Chad, and then they are telling you they are not Igbo because Obasanjo called them that Niger Delta of yesterday, and that makes a difference immediately in their heart that they are Niger Delta. So, oh Jesus Christ! Sometimes you be thinking, how else or what is the method that you can use to get this penetrate into the head and heart of our people, so that they get this once and for all. What is it that Ijo is gonna do for Nigeria? What do they think they're gonna do? If they remove Igbo speaking tribe, Nigeria is conquered. It's the only Biafra land is the one holding that country, Nigeria, from being conquered. We are the only one. Any minute we say we are not fighting anymore. Okay, you guys do whatever. A twinkle of an eye, the whole place is covered. We are the stumbling block. So why is Asari and his people calling the Igbos to come and help them if they can stand as a nation? I don't know. That man sometimes, I don't know if he drinks uguguru, because even when he's talking, his eyes are closed and you don't know if it's really, you know.
If it's really him talking.
Yeah, if it's him talking or there is a spirit in him talking, because somebody whose eyes are not open and is talking, is he sleeping or what is that going on? You know, you don't understand. And people are listening to him and following him. And he's using the life of the young ones to protect his life. And these little ones don't get it. He's just using them to steal his own life. When they come, they will kill all of them. They will run away. You know. So, well, I'm sorry for them because they don't have any option. They have no option. They are Biafrans. And then the Kali said it. If your mother ties to rapper, you're a Biafran. If your mother ties to rapper, you're a Biafran. You know. So, I'm so sorry for them. We are Biafrans. There's no two ways about it. And if they can, we all come together, fight this. Like even Simon, the Prime Minister said that. State by state, you go to your state, you develop your state with your resources. It's not the same thing as being a nation under Biafra. That's your oil. Take it, take care of it, develop your area. I doubt any state in Biafra land that doesn't have natural resources. So let them not to talk about. Yes, let them talking about this. Their oil. There is no state. Even this oil, even gas is even more in Imo State. In coal, Anambra, they've discovered even gas and oil. So there is, I don't know what is going on. There is no state in Biafra land that doesn't. Is it even Enugu side farming, rice, yam? What is it that we don't have in abundance? Even Mazen Namdekali told the Britains, "Hey, do you see this oil? Take it, but give us our freedom.
Simple.
To show them that this oil is not our business. So we're not talking about this oil. No, that's not our problem at all. Take it. But can we have freedom? Pure freedom. Because we're thinking, Africans are thinking they are free. We are not free. They just modernized slavery. That's all they did. Modernization of slavery. That's all. Are we still under slavery? 100%. Yes. But in a modernized way. So that's why Nnamdi Kanu is asking for freedom, pure freedom. You see this oil? Take, but give us our freedom. There's nothing a Biafran man cannot do with his hand, with his brain. Nothing. We have that. We are talented. And people are here destroying this, using this Biafra as a supermarket where you can put up your store. You do buying and selling. That's intention of our people. And this started with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I'm sorry to say that. Because he surrounded himself in the beginning with all these callous human beings that are after their pocket, not sincerely out for Biafra. But my happiness is that he noticed that. That's why he was asking for men. He noticed that he had nothing. But what can he do at that point? He was working with what was available. Because you can see the thread is still going. So some of them, after Nnamdi Kanu captured, got into Simon Ekpa and showcased themselves again there. And when you're kicking them out, sieving them, you see them, they're pumping their head from all corners, all the corners. And then some of them again, from there, enter the Biafra USB now. But that training and saving to get the hardcore is still going on. And we are gathering a lot of hardcore people that are meant to bring this Biafra. We're getting there. Because if you check what is going on, they're seeing Biafra as a supermarket or as a mall. In fact, as a mall, you come, you put up your store. Otherwise, all these people, money, men on ground. We are no longer have men on ground. What we have is Biafra army. There is nothing like men on ground. Because that name, men on ground, is the name of their stores.
Yes.
They use it to sample their stores to make money. Please, my dear, we no longer have men on ground. Anybody that have men on ground want to take your money. We do not have men on ground. What we have is Biafra army, armed forces of Biafra, United States of Biafra. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you for that very line of thought. It's sad that some of them are not learning. Yeah.
Mazi Chooks, let me support my Nemoche.
Go ahead.
From the day the United States of Biafra was declared by Dr. DPMDrNgoziOrabueze and all the rest of the people of the United States of Biafra was the day men on the ground ceased to exist. We have Biafran army under the command of Dr. DPMDrNgoziOrabueze, Deputy Prime Minister. Anybody that is telling you to fall back to Biafran Republic government in exile or men on the ground is deceiving you, and that person is taking your money. It's a scam. Don't fall to it. I don't blame them. Is it not when they ask you to bring them, you bring, that they will chop? Who am I going to blame? It is you that is going there to donate. It be you where I go blame. Not the people that are asking you to. If you no give, would they take? That's my own. Oh. That's my own. Any information that is not coming from the United States of Biafra, ignore it.
That's true.
Kick it out. Kick it out. We are under the United States of Biafra. Or you are in the other opposing side, and you will become my enemy. Enemy. It is so I will talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. You've just said it, and that is how it is. And it takes us back to the word of our Deputy Prime Minister that she always repeats every day. When you take your money and you sponsor rebel against yourself, you sponsor men on the ground instead of supporting United States of Biafra Army. Tomorrow you begin to cry. You are the one that will walk to them, they will give you an account and you pay in. Even when you know that they are not the legitimate group. Somebody will open a WhatsApp group, you go there, they will tell you give money. They want to go and give to one name or so. They begin to exalt a particular person to be stronger than the United States Army, United States of Biafra Army. And you buy into the idea. You are wasting your time. You are wasting your money. Now you take your leg and go there. And as you go there, that will simply will swallow you. If you don't go there, you don't go and donate, they are not going to sponsor the evil against you. The fuel they are using today to attack the government that will protect you and your life is the fuel that you are giving to them. We must desist from supporting evil against ourselves. We must desist from listening to these propagandists and blackmail. Don't even go and attack them on their channel. Don't say, I want to go there and tell them they're telling lies. There is no need for that. No need to go there and challenge them or try to convert them. Leave them. Let them be. Let them be. If you are convinced that you're on the right path, remain where you are. Give your utmost support, financial support, to the United States of Biafra government. That is the right place to go. Today is Saturday fundraising. Be in that fundraising. The link has been shared. You pay your money through online or through your admin in your area. Join the Zoom by 7 p.m. Announce your donation if you wish to. If you want to make it silent, it's up to you. But be part of that Zoom, 7 p.m. Biafran time. It is our responsibility to continue to sponsor the restoration of Biafra until we get to our destination. There is no going back. No matter what the enemy is trying. Today is state donation. Donate to support your own state. People are making donation to support whichever state you come from. You can make a donation. The donation will go to the security of your own state. Remember, the decentralization of United States of Biafra Army has been done. Every state have their own army to defend. It has been decentralized, so you wouldn't say you're waiting for order from Abuja or anywhere before you can defend yourself. United States of Biafra is putting everything in place as a government to put things right. Nobody can say he has absolute power to control and you to come and claim King Kong. Without him, something cannot happen. He is not in Biafra. Every one of you that is promoting individual, you better stop it right away. What we are promoting is United States of Biafra. The institution is what we are after. If it is a United States of Biafra Army, we promote that institution, regardless who is there. Whoever is in charge in any area, we support that person to go ahead and take us to the destination. The office of the Prime Minister of Biafra, under Master Simon Ekpa, whoever is in charge today, we support that person to get to the highest level. Whichever area, in the media, in the army, on the ground, anywhere you are, whatever you are doing, supporting in one way or the other, as long as you're working under the government of Biafra, on that department, we support you. And once you take yourself away from USB, you're on your own. You're on your own. The only defense we have is United States of Biafra. Let us together protect the United States of Biafra. Let us together look into United States of Biafra and do what we have to do. It is our own country. Nobody can do it for us except we do it for ourselves. Nigeria has ended and will never, ever rise. If you're one of those who is dreaming that something is going to come out of Nigeria, dream on. Dream on. And I pray that you'll be alive to tell the story when the time comes. There are every indices to show that Nigeria is a failed state. A failed state that can never, ever be redeemed, no matter how you try. I'm going to play a video to reveal one of the atrocities of the contraption called Nigeria and its politicians. It is a video that has been made long time ago by the same lady they are persecuting when she testified in their Senate of the atrocities in that zoological republic. Let us listen and hear what she has to say.
The greatest steel plant in China today and 5 of the biggest steel plants in India, citing Belial, because we need the infrastructure set up. Because once the 2%, which is largely the blast furnace, once it's ignited, the blast furnace is to run for 18, 25 years non-stop. That means many people say, why, if the Russians really wanted Ajakuta to work, why did they leave at 2%, at 98%? It's because if they had started, would have had a wholesome damage. And for these 3 years, which was more than enough to have the infrastructure running, the roads, dredging. At that time, they even proposed the dredging of River Niger, but not one letter was responded to, and they had to leave. It was a sad experience, they had to leave. It was more sad because, like I said, people like me, many Russians that came to Nigeria and got married to Nigerians, they were separated. My mother till today does not even have a Nigerian passport, even though my father wasn't working, but the rules were not so fair to many people. So when they left, I will read now. In October, when the Russians left, and we had such huge debt to pay, they did not take Nigeria to court. They kept on sending letters of reminder. How are you going to pay this? But most importantly, they reminded Nigeria, if you are interested in continuing the completion of your plans, let us know. We will come back. All we have to is renegotiate. But what happened was, in October 1995, I'm going to read from this part because there are some key words I don't want to miss. A series of debt buyback transactions took place whereby the debt instruments were sold at inflated prices to Liberian companies, purportedly owed by the Abachas. The two companies are called Parna Shipping Corporation and Mecosta Securities. These are two companies that were registered in Liberia, and these are the two companies that bought the debts. Now, on one part, Parna Shipping Corporation and Mecosta Securities, on one part, they were negotiating the reduction of that near $1 billion debt. And Russia waved away over 400 million and said, you know what? You're a struggling country, a small country, just pay $500 million. Forget about the rest. While on the other hand, the Abacha administration told Nigeria that the Russians insisted on the money, on the nearly $1 billion, and apart from that, there were debts incurred upon the debt buyback. So that amounted to 2.5 billion. So that means 2.5 billions were taken from our reserve, while only 500 billion was being paid. So that is the debt buyback. 2014. The Egyptian government embarked upon a huge project to dualize the Suez Canal. And that Suez Canal, the President Sisi sold the idea so patriotically to the people that $8 billion was raised in 10 days. Mr. Speaker, these are facts. $8 billion was raised in 10 days from a country that has a population of just 91 million. They don't have individuals as rich as Nigeria. But what matters is leadership and the ability to connect to the people so that an average person on the street, the person roasting corn, the organizer, everybody will believe in this national dream, and a crime against Ajakuta is a crime against Nigeria. And there is no court, supposing this $525 million was actually an order of the greatest court on earth. Nigeria is a sovereign nation, and we decide to allow criminals or not to allow criminals into our land, whether they are nationals, Nigerians, or foreign. So, sir, it's actually Nigeria's duty to ensure that people who have committed crimes on this land are not holding our most precious assets. Also, we would say that Ajakuta and Itape must not be privatized or concession, but be owned 100% by the federal government of Nigeria and operated alongside the original builders only in areas of technical expertise. And once there is an absolute transfer of technology, the Russians can go. We believe we have seen Nigerians around the world conducting amazing things in engineering, so there's no reason why they shouldn't. We would also like to appeal that this Honorable House asks to get the executive to assemble a team of economic experts to travel to Russia, which I'm speaking with regards to the bilateral agreement, which is still standing open. Because we believe that once a country or two countries come together and agree on a particular reasoning, then that is binding on the nations. It's upon meeting with President Putin that Nigeria can then begin to decide the way forward. And I also agree with the previous speakers that there has to be a redesign of the steel sector. Why a redesign? Because when I visited Russia 2 years ago and I spoke with the original builders, they told me that the plan upon which the Nigeria steel industry is built, it was designed in 1971 by the geological survey conducted by these same original builders. And they said by now, the advancement of technologies and innovation in the sector has caused the realization and usage of new materials which were ordinarily not known to them then. They also told me that we might be oblivious of the fact that Rolls-Royce today, the great Rolls-Royce, uses important alloys sourced from Kogi State, probably supplied by illegal miners. But that is why I say it is very important that we call them back to conduct another survey, because probably in the modernization and upgrade of the plant, there could be new sectors that are injected so that new minerals can be incorporated. Thank you. And I would say again that I know many will talk about why am I promoting Russia? Why am I not promoting China and India? With due respect to every country's steel capabilities, the greatest steel plant in China today and 5 of the biggest steel plants in India, citing Belial, which for the 12th consecutive year has won the best steel plant in Asia, was built by this same company. So why? There's a very big question. What has Russia done, and why are we shying away from approaching the people who actually envisage this dream for completion? Nigeria must be ready for sanctions. That's one thing I'm going to say. It's not easy to go against the Western Bloc. We must be ready for sanctions because at the end of the day, we must dream of a big, great Nigeria. Because for all it's worth, trade is always better than aid. Trade is always better than aid. Nigeria should position itself to be a country that will give other African countries aid. We should be the country that Ghana, Kenya, Somalia, Uganda, they run to for loans. Not all of us scrambling for loans from the Chinese.
What you just heard now is one of the atrocities in that Zoological Republic, how they make public properties to be their personal properties, and how some group of people made sure that the zoo will never ever succeed. The manipulation is coming both international and local. In most cases where opportunities have been created for Nigeria to be what it's supposed to be, they drag it to the floor. Ajaokuta Steel, many of us know about Ajaokuta Steel. The politicians have stolen more than enough. Stolen more than enough that can make that place work. Yet, as it stands today, nothing is happening there. That woman you see who was making that revelation is the same woman they are persecuting today. And in that revelation, he found out that the people who were supposed to build that Ajaokuta and make it what it is the Russians. They reached agreement. And instead of doing what people have to do, your politicians, the criminals who are holding the zoo captive, still truncated it, stifled money from the government treasury and never did anything up to this moment. And even as we speak, that fraud is still going on under Tinubu. This one you are hearing billions and billions is just a small one. If they open the page of Buhari, you will shout. This is the country we don't want to be part of. We want a place where we can strive and make things work. A place where when you travel outside the country and somebody insults you, you take the next available flight and you come back home. But today what we see is that when you see a Nigerian outside, more especially Biafrans who are trapped in that very Nigeria, once they go out, instead of going back home, they prefer to be in prison. Some of them, instead of going back to Nigeria, they prefer to die. That is why you have had many stories that people jump from 6-story building just for immigration problem. Or they didn't commit any crime. Just for immigration to take them and take them back to their country. They will jump from 5-story building, 6-story building, 10-story building and kill themselves. If you see those things, you're not moved. I don't know what is going to move you. And I'm going to share with you one I saw in one of the media that somebody called in and was making that testimony for you to know how bad it is, because some of us don't know how bad it is. I'm going to share a testimony of somebody that I saw on media. Let us listen and hear what that guy has to say.
I have never benefited anything to be as a citizen of this country. I think, Joy, when I was in Algeria, let me tell you something. Algeria, Janet, there is a state called Janet in Algeria. They arrest us in desert. I was trying to escape through desert to Europe. That was 2000. They take us to their cell, to their prison. After judging us, they take us to their prison. I think, Joy, do you know the way these people treat us? I think, Joy, they feed me as if I'm in my father's house. In the morning, they will give me rice. In the afternoon, they will give me beans. In the night, they will give me tea and bread. The next day, they will give me tea in the morning. In the afternoon, they will give me chicken, full chicken. We are many, Nigeria are many there. And so when we are there, they ask us, which work do you really like to learn? I learned Baba in Algeria prison, Janet. I learned how to barb hair in 6 months when I was there. The day they want to send us, they want to deport us back to Nigeria. I was crying. I was telling them, say, no, allow me to be in this prison. Allow me to be in this prison, please. They said no. They said no. They must take us back to our country. One of us was crying. Many people are learning furniture. Many people are learning how to repair radio. Different type of job in that prison. I think if you see me, I fast. If you see my way, I say, God, inside prison, I'm living like a king. I think people need to travel out and see that we are slaves in our own country. We are suffering in Nigeria. I praise Algeria government.
I've lost him. I've lost him. I've lost him. Someone said to me that he traveled through the desert and he was arrested in Tunisia, a Nigerian, and he said that he was put in prison. Well, he said he was put in a place where they stored asylum, illegal migrants, something like that.
Okay.
And he told me, and his best experience was the food. He said it was how they were fed. He said they were fed. He said that he drank milk, that they gave him milk every day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's a prison in Venice. The prison has a job system where the prisoners create cosmetics. So you go to school, you learn how to make cosmetics, and the prison makes cosmetics for some of the top Venice hotels. So you go to a hotel where you're paying $2,000, $3,000 a night, and your cosmetics, your soap, is made by prisoners.
Crazy.
You are muted. You are muted. You are muted.
Thank you, my brother. It doesn't matter how beautiful a prison is. A prison is a prison. And for you to see a citizen of a country who prefers to be in prison instead of being deported to his own country, that is terrible.
No be juju with that. No be juju with that.
That is terrible. And you see, when we see these things, we hear these things, some people think it's a joke. It is not a joke. It is not. You see the way that man was speaking from his heart. That even when they wanted to take him back to his country, bye-bye, he was crying. He doesn't want to go. He prefers to remain in that prison, at least to be feeding well, than to be deported to the Zoological Republic. And you see the presenter was laughing. They thought it's not a joke. It is not. That is how bad it is. How bad it is. In Asia, I am telling you that people are jumping from 6-story building to kill themselves instead of going back to Nigeria. There was one I saw online also. In the airport, this guy jumped from the... He knows that he can't escape. He just jumped from there and crippled himself. From the up floor, he jumped and crippled himself in the airport. He said, immediately he had they want to deport him, he took off, jumped, and he was crippled. They took him to hospital. And after treatment, he will surely come back home. But that is to show you how bad it is. How bad it is that people, instead of going back, they prefer to be dead. Many people have committed suicide instead of coming back to Nigeria. So when we continue to cry and ask for this division, let there be self-determination for people. Destroy this entity and allow people to build their own countries, grow in their own space according to their own speed. Why would anybody on this planet Earth continue to support Nigeria? If you love humanity, you must join us to call for the end to Nigeria. A country where its citizens prefers to be in prison instead of being free in their own country. A country where people prefer to die, commit suicide instead of going back to. That cannot be a country. Let me tell you, somebody from United States comes to your country, you insult him, he takes their next available flight, he's going back home. Some of them from the airport. Once you interrogate him in a way he doesn't like, the next available flight is going back. How can you, a Japanese enters your country, as he lands, the way you receive him, if he doesn't like it, from that airport, he's going back. So many countries, once they get into, if you don't, the way you treat them, the next available flight, they're going back. But you see people who are trapped in that zoo. They take all the pain, they take all the insult, some decide to die instead of going back home. It is so sad, and that is how bad it is. So when we are asking that we will leave, it is not a joke. It is not for fun. Let the whole world hear us and hear us clear. The only solution we are presenting, the only remedy is Biafra. Go ahead, my brother, Maxwell.
You see, yes, you see, while I was still doing my training in Libya, you see that Agadez, Mazichus, I don't know. You can just, Google it and get, Google map. Check Agadez.
My brother Max, I know Agadez very well, and I've been there. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. I've been there.
I say, when I was doing my jungle walk,
people don't know how far most of us have gone. They don't know. They don't know what we have passed through.
Namoche, when you will see dead bodies, full dead bodies intact, but the skin, the flesh has dried. And when you pick it, it's as light as a foam. You are picking a foam. These are dead bodies. The sandstorm alone, I don't know whether you witnessed sandstorm.
Bromas, leave story for another day.
The sandstorm alone, the heat that is coming from the ground. The heat that is coming from the ground. If you don't have water, you cannot try. You can't stay maybe 30 minutes in that place. So bad. Some people were urinating and drinking their urine. I'm telling you, for people to go through that, running away from their own country, my brother, I will tell you how horrible it is. That is to tell you how horrible. And this, when they succeed to these places, and you tell them to come back to the coven where they ran away from. If it be you, go come back. We must fight to restore Biafra, so that if you are going out of Biafra, you are going out as a professional or as an expatriate. That is the beauty of Biafra, and that is exactly what Biafra will give us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother Max. I appreciate you. Let's hear from Akonyowetre. Akonyowetre, try and make it 3 minutes so that we can go round and round. Go ahead, Akonyowetre. Let's hear you.
Okay, good morning all.
You're welcome, my brother.
Let me start from what Natasha was explaining in their Senate. See, one thing the Biafrans don't even understand, as in a great number of them, is that as it were during 1967, same is what we are still witnessing. That the forces fighting us, Nigeria is just their what they put on the front. Have you seen how the whole West have demoralized Russia? Because if you analyze, though I've listened to that motion before several times. So if you analyze that, you then see the picture where the West has kept Russia, how they've tried to make Russia look before Africans, because Russia seems not to be dancing in the tune of their impunity, their impunity method and they are using on Africans. So that's why everything is going the way it is going. Taking from that one to Ogenkere them, all their achievement is in US. When you ask them, they will tell you that Simon told them that when US recognize them, others follow. Have they written to any African country or any other country? All the Photoshop of their APM is only in Washington, DC. That is the Biafra they are looking for. The way the West have modified Africa is just like when a thief comes into your compound and you have like 4 Chihuahua dog or this bingo. A clever thief will buy chicken, fresh fried chicken, and throw it to the Chihuahua. They will be busy fighting over the chicken. that thief will go and take what it comes to steal. That is what they've succeeded in making Nigeria. They cannot let anybody that is clean to rule Nigeria. The other time, late Yerodua wife, she was lambasting Obasanjo that the last time they did his memorial, he said that they came and killed his husband for him. Yaradua is from the north, but the man is pure. The little space, the little time that he ruled Nigeria, he left indelible mark in the heart of good Nigerians. His work is there. At least the Niger Delta militant that he settled, that Tinubu came and dissolved, it was achieved during Yaradua. He's the person that made reform in their INEC. He's the only president that said that the election that brought him into power is highly flawed, but he will do something. Nobody knows how they managed to kill the man. And ever since then, this US that everybody is saying that Ogenkere is working, because Ogenkere is working with all the Democrats in US. This same US ensured, or Barack Obama ensured, that Goodluck did not, in fact, from the day Goodluck took over power, they made sure that they destabilized his government. That is the clearer picture of the West. And after making the mistake of Yaradua and Goodluck, they made sure that nobody without baggage will get into the seat of the governance of all the African countries. That's what they've been doing. They killed Gaddafi because he was pure. They killed Kwame Nkrumah. They killed Lumumba. They deleted all of them. It is only those ones that are corrupt, like Zeke and the rest. Those are the ones that they did not tamper with their life. But anyone that is pure, they will make sure they get you off the corner. And they've been succeeding in doing it. Look at Tinubu, filled with baggages. They let him to be our president so that he will not talk. When US was sanctioning Africa, withdrawing US aid, did Tinubu talk as the head of ECOWAS? They did not say anything. It's only South African president that was able to talk. Even his own words did not even count. It's Malema voice that is counting. So that is how the West is seeing us. That is why I always tell people that are shouting for this Biafra, let them read through the minds of these people and know what they will have to do. What we need to do is for them to bring down their ego. Because the reason why they let Nigeria to be the way it is, they let everybody to focus on Nigeria while they are taking what is there. If all eyes is not on president and they are putting people that are dancing to their tune, people would have revolted. But that revolt is very nearby. The Fulani that Edo people, they burnt 16 of them 2 days ago. See the uproar from North. Everybody, even the dead and the living, is condemning it. But this same Fulani have been wreaking havoc in the southeast and Benue. Nobody has ever come. Last year that they killed almost 140 on Christmas Eve for Plateau, nobody condemned it. They burnt Deborah, nobody condemned it. But just little attempts that they do indigenous tried on them. So when you look at all these things, you discover that all the things that Nnamdi said and Simon said, all of them will come to pass. Nnamdi was shouting, they are coming. They are coming. They will deal with you people. Nobody seems to listen. And as they've burned them at Edo. El Rufai have come in their national television maybe last 2 weeks. He told, he's now fighting with Tinubu. The interview they granted to him, he said that during his term as governor of Kaduna, that he discussed with the Fulani to ascertain their grievances. He now discovered that the killing happening in southern Kaduna is a reprisal attack from Fulani. The attack they had from southern Kaduna 2011. He explained so many things. If I see the video, I will send it to you. That is the reason why they are coming timely to come and carry out their reprisal attack. So as Benin people, the Edo people have carried out their own. They should be prepared, because Fulani, even the northern governors forum, they say they will not forget. They are northern here, they say they will not forget. So all the things that Nnamdi said will play before everybody. When the whole thing will heat up, everybody will see. But through this your exposition, through this your program, I'm still telling the people, my brothers and sisters, those on the left side, those on the right side, let us come to our senses now, knowing that it is our unity that will defeat these people. Because if DOS did not fight Simon, and they had to take Simon 219, 220, and 221, almost 3 years before he starts getting people and setting up. Let's assume that DOS allowed Simon immediately they took Nnamdi, by seeing that of a truth, this guy is indeed coming with a new dimension. This thing that linked to 2024 will not link to them. But they fought him until they failed. The same way now, the other individual that want to be in Briggy to defend the what Simon told them, that we did not hear. Because as far as I'm concerned, all the things that Simon said, he made it known in the public. His mission and ambition for Biafra, he explained it to everybody. Now, as they are doing now, it is clear to everybody that they are not fighting for Biafra, because 99% of their discussion is against Ngozi. Ngozi is collecting money. She's not giving to the men on the ground. She's recruiting people that will be killing men on the ground. But your men on the ground have gone comatose. They are not doing anything. They should know that fighting will still delay, even as it is delaying a pace we are supposed to be going. Before we'll be able to conquer them again now, maybe the baton will be getting to the time that the God of Biafra want to take it to another person. They should put down their ego. For the people in the Niger Delta, their own salvation is just starting, because some of all these their leaders need to go for the youth to understand. But the reason why they are succeeding is that all other tribes that is shining in Nigeria is shining on the head of Igbos. Because if you want to get name, if you want to shine, just sign the contract that you will deal with the Igbos, just as the Jaws are doing. What is his name? Gospel Akpabio. That they are doing the bidding of Nigeria. That's all you need. Just say you will deal with the Igbo. Onfremosu that they want to immortalize. You see Ushomole ranting rubbish. When you say it, they will call you, no, you are doing the job. So it's left for our people to understand that we are the ones still holding Nigeria. And how are we still holding Nigeria? Because of the greed and jealousy that has taken over many of us. We should get ourselves off our mental slavery, because that is what that has befallen all the Igbos. We are poor mentally, even though that are wielding cash, wielding wealth. We are mentally poor. We are poor mentally. Both the ones that say they have money, they are still poor. So from all this, all this your analysis, let us understand that even the West that we are holding on to, that our salvation will come. If nothing else will teach us lesson, let us learn from what Finland just did to PM and know that the West, as they are disadvantaged in natural mineral resources, they will not let us go. They will keep us in confusion. That the earlier we understand that this West, what we do is we play the card that China and Japan played. As we are there, let us stop fighting our brother, come together and start having our plan uniformed by us. When we are extending hands to them, we know that we are dealing with demons, that we have to use a long spoon. He did mention of Rolls Royce using something from Edo, and Rolls Royce that is selling all over the world. So the manager will let you go so that they will start buying the raw material on the actual price and start making less profit. The force that is fighting our independence is too much. So our people have to open their eyes and see through what we are facing. It is only our leaders. Nnamdi saw everything clear. And when you listen to him, you see his preaching. It is Simon also. All of them, they had self-denial. They denied themselves of all the things they have to get to speak the truth. But all these ones that after money, after money. Money is not our problem. Oh. All this money that is not our problem. But if we position ourselves, you see people that will give us money, they will come. Thank you, my brother. That's the little thing I have to contribute this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate. My brother Christian, go ahead. Let's hear you, Christian.
Okay, Master Choose. Good day to you and to every Biafran. I was going to talk about this issue in Edo State, but this my brother now. Akonye with just raised it, and it's fascinating. It is fascinating that everything is just playing out as Onye Ndumazi Kano has predicted. Simon Ekpa severally has talked about these things, and some other people has talked about it, but unfortunately, most people, they feel like, I don't know, like maybe the saying that the tree, you are coming to chop you down, and you just keep standing and staring until, so it's just incredible. But it seems to me like what the Edo youth or the vigilantes in Edo, what they did is the proper remedy to this existential threat facing the indigenous people in that country. Trust me. Because, well, you can say that jungle justice, taking laws into your hand, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, there's when you are gone, when you buy, it's all over. There's no other solution. So it doesn't matter how you go about it. The most important thing is to stay alive. Do everything you can. Because I followed it from, was it 2 days ago to yesterday at least? It seems to me quite obvious that these people in that trailer, their intentions were not good. Obviously, either they were going for a mission or they are coordinating wherever it is. By every means, you can clearly see that these are evil people and they were taken out. That is what you have to do. Now, they are vigilantes, because I saw one of the clips. So I don't know if it was the governor that authorized or helped to create the vigilante, but if he is, then kudos to the governor. Trust me, because these guys, they were caught with arms, AK-47, then gun, money, cash, and the rest of it. If they have arrested them and took them to the police station, order in no time will come from Abuja to release them. because that is what has been completely, planned out. This is how. So obviously, this is the only way you have to fight back. Because if you don't fight back, if you fight back and you buy in the process, so be it. But at least fight back. Don't just roll over and let them chop off your head. This is what they do, So if you fight back, just maybe you have a chance, So that is what I really, because it's obvious that the government, like I always say that I describe it as Fulani hijacked Nigerian system. Forget about this thing you see, Tinubu or governor or senator. They are all under the influence of the caliphate, and they are all aware about this agenda. All these things we see here and there made distraction and deception to make you think like, no. They know what they are doing. They allow these people in. They let them flooded into the country, and because they want to settle them in Nigeria, because Nigeria is the more conducive place where the soft spots, if you will. So they let them in, and Dangote came in. Even the same truck again was also Dangote. That guy is one of the champions of this Islamization of Nigeria, using the millions and billions that he has acquired through monopoly of trade given to him by the same Fulani hijacked Nigerian system. From day one, he used the trucks. They've been using his truck to distribute these Fulani from the Sahel region to all the various regions. As we speak now, they are in every part of the country, in the bushes. Some of them are protected by the governors. So obviously, it's playing out before our very eyes, and it's going to get worse. Way worse. The only thing I have to say is that the good coming out from what they did in Edo is that maybe others can learn that you have to take laws into your hand. Because if you don't, Danjuma said it some years back. Danjuma told the people, he said, look, that if you wait for the Nigerian security agencies to protect you, you will all die one by one after the other. You will all go. He's playing out. He's been playing out since. Because this is a guy, he's an insider. He understands the whole game. He knows. He knows that the entire system is compromised. The entire system is completely bastardized, and there's no way out apart from you standing up for yourself to protect yourself and your people, organize yourself in this vigilante fashion. A governor should allow it, because if the governor doesn't allow it, if they don't allow it, it's going to get so bad. Because if you capture these Fulanis, you take them to the police or military, wherever, it's a waste of, it's like going back to square one. They just, order comes from the Abuja, they release them, they go and continue to reprogram, reinforce, and they are coming back for you. And even with the one that has happened with Edona, you can be rest assured that they are coming for a revenge. But the advice to them, the Edo people, is to prepare yourself. At least if you are going down, let them go down too. So because there's no point, absolutely no point. The country is long gone. The politicians, they are just lying to themselves, lying to the people. Anybody talking about one Nigeria is just as evil as the Fulani Marudas. That's how, personally, that's how I look at it, because it's unworkable. You can't make them change their agenda. These Fulanis, they have this agenda, and it's very, very, for them, it means everything. There's nothing in between. And they cannot change. There's no way it's going to change. It's either they take everybody out and make Nigeria an Islamic caliphate, or you stand up and do what you have to do. This is just, so it's incredible. Tinubu, I saw the order he gave yesterday that the security agency should fish out the perpetrators. Then you say to yourself, in Enugu, we saw how they massacre people there, these same Fulani herdsmen. In Ebonyi, we saw how it happened, even in his own place, his own region, as a Yoruba man, in Ondo and the rest of it, in Delta. he never for one day stand up and demand justice or demand accountability. He never, none of them ever. So you begin to wonder what kind of two-tier system is Nigeria practicing. It's like they are not even hiding it. It's so open now. They're not even being diplomatic about their double standard. That is where, and nobody is asking. Even the media, you don't see them trying to hold somebody accountable. Why is Tinubu decreeing that they should fish out the perpetrators? How about the perpetrators in Enugu that killed many, and even in Yoruba land and the rest of it? He kept quiet. Why is that? What is going on? Nobody is asking and demanding for an answer, because that is the problem with Nigeria. They don't ask questions. Even when they ask, they let it just slide. They don't hold anybody to account. It's terrible. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. How can you speak for the Northerners when they are bike, which is rarely, very rarely happens that Fulanis are killed in Nigeria. But they are the one almost every day. If they are not in Southeast, they will be in the South or Southwest, killing people as they go. Nobody speaks. The president will not address it. Absolutely not. But immediately, so I just don't understand it. But yeah, the only thing I can say is that I think people have come into the realization now that yeah, if you don't protect yourself, if you don't act, that is the only option you have left. Because if you don't do something, they're taking you out. If you do something, at least, like I say, you stand a little bit of chance, So if they will come there, because I've never seen, and the most terrifying thing is that it's gonna get towards moving forward. If anybody think that no, this and that, they are just it's gonna get worse. So that is the situation, my brother. I don't know.
Thank you so much. It is a very sad situation, but we must continue. When you have a country where the terrorists are in charge, they don't protect their people, what do you expect? None of us, the government of Biafra, is not supporting jungle justice or whatever, but in a situation where people are left to defend themselves, they will use every means to defend themselves, because the primary objective of every government is protect life and property of its own people. Whereby the government fails to protect the life and property of its own people, it is in their hand to protect themselves. And self-defense is the right of every man on the planet Earth. You apply self-defense the best way you know how to apply it to defend yourself. Because just like my brother said, once this life is taken out of you, you can't get a second chance. It is only once. And whatever happens, the government should be held responsible. In that very area, they have lost people several times in the hand of the kidnappers, in the hand of the Fulanis. Government never take any action. There have been uproar and cry from the south, from the west, from the north, from all corners. We have seen blood flowing everywhere. People are massacred. We have never seen them declare state of emergency or declare that people should be brought to justice. We have never seen any people being paraded as people who committed the crimes in the southern Kaduna, who committed the crime in Ebonyi State, Enugu State, in what do you call it, in the Middle Belt, in Benue State. None of those people have been paraded as those who committed that crime. We have never seen them. And yet, we know that these people have occupied people's village, take over the village, and they occupy it. Relocate the people to IDP camp. Where those people are coming from, there are people today occupying their homes. The terrorists that take their life are still occupying their home. We have never seen the government give an ultimatum for those people to leave. So we are learning from what happened to others. And I believe people in those states actually learn from what happened to others. They don't want to go to IDP camp.
Exactly.
Laws into their own hands.
It
is not as if we are supporting jungle justice, but whereby you don't have any choice,
exactly,
you don't have any government to protect you, where it is clear to you that your own government is protecting
complicit.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, they are left with. They are left with no. They are left with.
I hope and believe that Biafrans and other regions will be learning from what is happening learning their own lesson and know
Exactly.
how to progress.
Yeah.
What we see in Biafra land is that they are very quick to lynch their own brother when you steal a phone.
Yeah.
You steal 1 naira. You see them set you on fire. But when they get the people who, even when they exchange fire with people and catch them, they begin to romance them. They say, have we touched them? Have we touched you? And they hand them over to come back the next day and continue the attack. All we are saying is that the only solution to these atrocities is to end this contraption called the zoo. End it. Let every region be on their own. As soon as Nigeria is disintegrate,
everything ends.
This very interest that is bringing into the north, to the south, and to the west will die. That interest will die a natural death. People will begin to grow on their own area to have a healthy competition with each other. That is all we're asking for, and it is not too much to ask. Let's hear from my beloved brother, Greg. Greg, let's hear from you. Go ahead and speak to you. I hope you are getting much better, Greg. You're welcome.
Yeah, just good afternoon, my people. Good afternoon, all the men in the house. I think I'm coming out.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Yes, the fever refused to go out completely. So my voice is still not very clear.
So sorry.
But I will overcome it. I will overcome it. Yeah. So, yes, what can we do? My greetings go to our leader, Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpan, and our Dr. NgoziOrabueze, and the men of cabinet, and the men, and all the medians. My greetings to everybody, and my prayers goes for you. Yes, I will start from the this thing that Biafra is the only solution in Africa. And I believe some of the Africans don't know that. If they know that, they would have by now start fighting to make sure that Biafra have independence. But since the Africans are even more quiet concerning the problem, that shows that they are still very stupid. I don't know the language I should use for them. So they have not come to realize that for them want to be free is when the Africa is free, when the Biafra is free. So they are still pretending as if they don't know what is happening. So it is just only because of the corruption in Africa. The corruption. So when we talk about the problem in Africa, it has to do with the corruption. It is in every part of Africa. It's not only in Nigeria, but in every African country. It's only corruption. So except Africa come out from corruption, they will continue to be blind. Because for them, they cannot say they don't know that Biafra must be free. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. All the whole Europeans, we were in this land when they were fighting Yugoslavia, Albania war. All of them fought and make sure that Albanian, Yugoslavia, and those this thing that they have their independence. And they divided them according to their cultures. And now all of them are now on their own. They have decided this side is Christian, this one is Muslim. The Europeans helped them. I think that was during the time of Clinton. That was 1990s. They make sure they divided them. They carry some of them to ICC and they jail some of them because of war crime. But this is what is happening in Africa. The Africans themselves don't even care. Because sometimes when we start to blame the Europeans, we blame the Africans on their own, who don't want to be free. That is the truth. So the African countries who continue to ignore what is happening in Nigeria and the killings in Nigeria and the killings of the Biafrans, and they all keep quiet. So that is the problem. Look at what is happening in Cameroon. Look at what's happening in Biafra. On the African countries, not even one of the presidents have been able to stand on his feet and say, no, let us call and ask what is going on. All of them just keep quiet. Everybody is carrying portfolio, making pictures in Washington. Yes, because they think going to Washington will be enough. That when they went to Washington, Trump will just come out one day and he will recognize Biafra. So all those things is what they are doing just to deceive themselves. Because for the pictures they are making in Washington every day with one senator or the other, this is the people who don't even have the knowledge of what the diplomatic discussion is all about. So how can you be going for diplomatic discussion when you don't even have the experience, when you don't even have, when you don't even understand what you are going there to do? You think when you go to the senator of American Congress, you are happy you have spoken to a very important person. That is the only thing that keeps you. When you come out, you show people, I went there, I will take picture. Then the problem has been solved. No. So you go beyond what they are thinking, because there's no Trump will do that without bringing this matter to the Congress, and Congress has to discuss it. So all those 1 billion pictures they have been taking on this one, why have not even one senator brought that matter to the Senate, to their Senate house in America or their Congress house in America? I have not seen it, because I've been watching to know if anyone will raise that issue. That is why they are lobbying them and paying them money. So till now, up to this day, nobody have bring the African or even the Biafran issue to their Senate, this in America. And somebody will be coming out making noise in what is going to America every day. So the only thing we have to do, we continue pushing, because we have died enough. There's no point of going far, talking more than people who die in the desert every day, which I have the people were talking about. Because if many people and if you meet some of them who came through that way, and when they tell you their experience, you will pity them. They tell you their experience in life, you know, there's no amount of money somebody will give to me to go through that kind of life, you know. But many of us have, if there are about 100 left in a group, maybe the ones that will survive maybe about 5, and the rest will be story. They will die on that desert. So that is the problem. So, and Nigerians don't care. The presidents, they have all these experiences. When you come, people who have been living in Europe, early 2000, if they see the kind of the Nigerian girls, especially the Benin, from that Benin side, we are living in Europe here, you pity them, because at a point they don't even know shame anymore. They don't have shame in their practicing their prostitutes, and the way they do it, like it becomes just like when they will go in their rituals in the street and the Europe here, and you'll be asking yourself question, and they become shame. So that's why sometimes when people start to talk about this thing, about the some of the Christianity or whatever, because the Christianity revive a lot of them here. But that for me is not enough. They revive a lot of them, remove them from prostitution, and beg them to learn work, and some of them start going to work. Yes, the church will do a little bit they can. But the church then is supposed to push the government that where those people come from, and push them to do something and help those people who want to be free. So that is the side of it. But they're not. They are not doing that. So my brother, when you talk about what is happening in our place, there is many things you can talk. You cannot. You will be crying, because when you guys were talking, I didn't want to come in today. I said, let me just rest today from Monday my job. But when I heard all the whole things, the way it touches my mind to add my voice on this evil that is happening in Africa in general. Oh, yeah, go to your mother. Yeah. So that is the situation. we are. So we have everybody will continue doing whatever he can do to make sure that by God's grace, but for me, I believe it's only God, just like Nanukani said, that Biafra is the last miracle on the earth. So it's only God who knows how he can push these things to come to pass. Because where will you start? Are you fighting your enemies as the Fulanis and the government of Nigeria? Are you fighting the people's politicians? Are you fighting the people who join you together in the same house, say you're fighting for Biafra? And you thought you are doing something with people, but they have a different agenda. So it is only God that can give us this freedom. So everybody, I encourage everybody to continue talking, pushing, and doing whatever you can to make sure that the fire is burning until one day God will hear our prayers. That is my own advice, Mr. Alfred. Thank you, and I will be listening.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother, for that amazing submission. And that is going to take us to the end of the program. As we are rounding up now, we go on for our closing remark. And let's hear from my beloved sister Ojugo, if still there. I think my sister Ojugo, if you are still there, give us your closing remark if you are still there with us.
Yes, I am here. I will make my closing remark supporting what our brother, my last brother that spoke, said about African countries. Like he rightly said, I don't think African country as a continent has realized that we are still under slavery, though modernized. And if African countries don't come together, I know they have what is called PAM, Africa, something like that, that brought African countries together. But in that system, they still have the worst country in the world, Nigeria, heading that group.
That's sad.
So that's the wrong way to go. There are so many countries that are better off now. How can you be better off? Providing basic needs for your people than the country called Nigeria. So that would have been an opportunity for them. As you have United Nations, that's what they should have had here. And when a country or a nation or want to say, hey, we need our freedom, okay, it's their job to say, okay, look into it. Yeah, they qualified. Yeah, they met our criteria. We're going to support them. And they go as a body to support this country. If they don't do it, and they let it to be like individual fight, the United, those who group themselves as United Nations will continue to deal with us. They will continue to deal with us. They have to. That Pan-Africa is good, but Nigeria heading it, then they're heading into corruption, and they will not achieve anything but corruption. They're still gonna sell that group to slavery masters. So, and they need to know too that Biafra land is where, or one of the places in Africa as a whole, that we have all kinds of natural resources that can develop all African countries if well utilized. So they need to. I wish I have idea or know how to a contact of those in that palm. You know, because they need to know that, hey, this is our baby here, and protect that baby country. Look at Ambazonian. Look at Africa. Look at what is going on. Like my brother said, nobody is talking about it. It's like nothing is happening. And these countries, Cameroon and Nigeria, are eating the flesh of their citizens. Eating the flesh of their citizens, and nobody's questioning. Everybody thinks that things are okay. You know, instead of us to fall back to our African countries and say, hey, this is what is going on here. This is what we need your help. And they all come together to fight. We'll fight together. Now, we're running to foreign countries that already put us under slavery because we're not united as Africans in the first place. You know, so this is a long journey. And sometimes, you know, when you start to imagine when all these things will start falling in place, I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know if we're going to be alive to witness it, but we'll keep praying and we'll keep fighting for ourselves. Like Edo people has displayed, defend yourself. Our government has said, defend yourself. Iwamufu youth, defend yourself. That you all should go back to your home. You all need to go back to your home. Unless all the men in that area are all dead. You have to mobilize yourself. You have to come to the governor of that state, of the United States. Unite with the governor that's in charge of that area. And the governor will come to the government of Biafra. And then we'll support you to make sure that all your people are back in your homes. It's easy, but you got to join together. Otherwise, you all run away from your ancestral home. You have to defend yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my beloved sister Ojugo. We appreciate you have said it. Self-defense is our right. The government of the United States of Biafra have passed it to law. We should learn to defend ourselves. Anything you can lay your hand upon, please apply it, use it to defend yourself. We must live to see Biafra. We must live to see Biafra. Wherever you are, it is time for us to defend yourself. Do that without any hesitation. My beloved brother Christian, give us your closing remark as we round up.
Okay, Mazi, yeah, as our sister just said now, it's important that that people, the indigenous people in that evil contraction, they come to the realization that, you know, the real war, maybe in about a week, two, whatever, from now, we talk about this again. Now the real war won't begin. Trust me, the real war is now that they are coming. So if people, the indigenous people, if they don't get themselves prepared, the Edo people, the Edo youth, they've set the template now. This is the only option you have. You cannot go by anything when you are left with no option, no choice. You have to do what you have to do. You know, this morning before I left, I had a guy saying that that they killed them in southern Nigeria, that they will target Southerners. The guy specifically mentioned Sabongeri. Now, that Sabongeri, from what I know, is mostly Igbo, mostly Igbos. Eh?
And that is always the case. Anytime things happen, it is the Igbos that they're going to face.
Exactly. So well, that is to tell you also. So that is the thing that when we say we are leaving, because when we say that we are leaving Nigeria, the international community they act as if they don't know why. You know, when anything happens, we bear the brunt. Trump wins election, we bear the brunt. Israel goes to war, we bear the brunt as Biafrans, as Ndibo. So these are some of the evidences that will be, you know. So obviously, when I heard that, I was really touched. I said, because now when it starts, they just target Ndibo for whatever reason. But I think it's high time now, just like many of these our leaders has said in the past, they've said it in the past, start moving back home, because it's going to happen when, I don't know. It's going to be like a thief in the night, or the coming of Christ. Don't wait until when it starts before you start living. Start living slowly but surely, gradually, because and also even in your villages, people should form groups, these vigilante groups, to protect you, because Nigeria has lost it. They don't have a hold on what is happening, and even the ones that have, they don't have the power, they don't have the willingness to do anything. So people should start going back home to defend their area, because they are going to unleash now the Fulanis. And this time they are working with the elite in the north, this same proponent of Islamism and Islamization and the rest of it. Their hand is in it. So they are going to mobilize, support them to go about now, continue. So obviously we can't say this enough. People need to go home, form a group to arm yourself to protect yourself. Everybody, they keep saying it. But like I said, these those people, I think they've been leading the way. This is not the first time they've acted in this manner. In the past, they have this tendency to take the bull by the horn. It's strange. And it's not like they're not agitating. They don't want to live like us or whatever, I don't know. But obviously, they have this propensity to act when it's needed. And they've also come to realize that it's meaningless handing over to authority, because the authority is your enemy. You know, they will release them and they will come back and slaughter you. So, my brother, thank you so much, brother Chus, for the effort. It's very, very commendable. This consistent and persistent effort is very commendable, because most people, they don't see, they don't hear. But who knows? The more as you preach on, just maybe it will get into their head. It's terrible when you can't do anything when the head is cut off. It's coming. The war now, the Kano has long prophesied. Everybody is coming. It's happening now, and it's gonna. Thank you, my brother. God bless.
Bless you too. Thank you so much, my beloved brother Christian. I appreciate you. Greg, give us your closing remark, Greg, as we close the program. It is unfortunate. Today is Saturday. Do not forget, we have fundraising today, and that is most of the reason why we have to close up and prepare for the fundraising. Most of us have took rest, and those who are going to spare their data for the fundraising by 7 p.m. Biafran time, please do. Don't wait until that time. You can go straight away to the site now and make your donation on the site, get your receipt, send to any of the media members, any of the administrators, send your receipt to that very person so that it will be announced during the fundraising. If you want to.
Yeah. And happy birthday to United States of Biafra, the 4th month of the baby.
Yeah. That's right. 4th month. Yeah.
If you send that link to me so that I will feel they put my own every month. Can you do that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. I had it before with Bridgie and Vam, but I stopped it. It was difficult for me, but eventually I was able to block it because it doesn't make sense anymore to be, an AG basket. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, my brother. I will send you the link. I will. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, just as my sister have reminded me, we are 4 months old. Yeah, today is 29, 4 months old. The United States of Biafra is 4 months old today. So every one of us, we must not forget. Now, sometimes we think we have been here for many, many years. Sometimes we seem to forget that it is just 4 months. Sometimes we just think we've been, and that is why people are expecting more and more and more. But all the same, I can bet you that we are doing good. All we need to do is to increase our efforts, support the United States of Biafra. And today, that is birthday, please be in that fundraising and join us to celebrate the birthday of the United States of Biafra. 4 months old. Today is 29th. Please be on that fundraising. Very, very important so that we can celebrate. And remember, it is state fundraising to support your own state. Among the 40 states, wherever you come from, whatever donation you make is going to your state. Thank you so much. And let's hear from our brother Greg on his closing. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, Chus, thank you so much for your good work, and we appreciate you. Keep it on as we'll be coming out saying our mind the little way we can. Yes, I know I was not following up with the Edo matter, but I'm going to do my research what happened because all these 3 days, yesterday I couldn't even get up. So, but today I'm a little bit better. So, yeah, all I know is I know Biafra will come, and I know we are already in Biafra. So all these delays and all these things will surely come to an end. So the only thing there is for us to continue making them to understand that there is nothing they do that can quench us, that we are unquenchable. Biafra is unquenchable. The Biafra are gone to the extent that nobody can stop it again. No matter what they do, no matter what they try, Biafra will definitely come. So the earlier the African leaders know, because that African leaders is the area I want us to be challenging this time around. Because all these Africans leaders and African business be keeping quiet for all this while is very, very troubling. So if anything happen in Europe, Europeans will make sure they fight and to find solution for their problem. The Africans are sleeping, they are waiting when Europe will come and tell them this is what you're supposed to do before they do it. That will show you that the kind of mindset that the people who are leaders of the Africa. So that show you the kind of mindset they have. So they are only zombies that is ruling Africa. That is where my anger is going this time around, because if all these things are happening, it's not only Nigerians that are dying in the desert. Every corner of Africa is dying in the desert, even the northerners as well. Because I met one Tunisian guy here. So even for them to come in here is not easy for them as well. But you know, Tunisia is not far from the Spain or whatever, according to their map, with the Morocco and all the stuff. But for them, they go through hell to enter into Europe. And then you know what Nigerians and some other African countries are going through, like all the Somalia and all those stuff, crossing all those Indian Oceans and all those great big oceans to come to enter into Europe. So it's a very troubling situation. So, but we will keep on fighting. The fight is not, what we are fighting is too big. What Biafrans are fighting is too big. We are fighting the corruption in Africa. We are fighting the corruption in Nigeria. We are fighting the corruption in the whole world. So we should not think that it is going to be easy, because there is no country in any part of the world that have what the Biafrans have. No country in the world. In the whole world, no country in the whole world have what Biafrans have. Remove gas, oil, gold, mention any mineral resource that they cannot find in that land. Nothing. And with intelligence and everything. So they don't want us to be free. They want to use useless laws, use us and do whatever they want to do. Go all over the whole world and see what the Biafrans are doing. And still, they don't want them to be free. So the whole world know what they're doing against us. And we will not relent, so we'll continue fighting until one day, I believe, there will be a mercy from God that will come and bring solution to this our trouble. So that is my own, and I encourage all the Biafrans. Today is 29th of March. Our birthday is today. So everybody should join hands and make sure there is a fund that will come to the pause. That is my listing. We'll continue and we'll make the our enemies shame. So thank you, Choose, and thank you all the men in the house. And be courageous and never stop until we stop them. Thank you and God bless you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you. And I thank everyone that is joining us on this program. Those who are commenting on the comment section, I appreciate every one of you that have joined us from beginning to the end. I thank you for being part of the program. I see every one of you that have been able to contribute in one way or the other, joining us on the comment section. I see my beloved sister, Divine Precious. I see Owa Abotum. I see Juliana Obi. I see OC Inc. I see Chinenye Glad, I see Bokripo, I see Reverend, and so many others, both those who are commenting and those who are not commenting. Emeka Mbawu, Chinenye Gold. I see many of you who are there and those who are not commenting, whether I mention your name or not, you are special. And I thank every one of you that join us. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect you and keep you until we meet again by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama tomorrow. Hopefully, I will be there. If I didn't come up tomorrow, then by next tomorrow, I'll be there. Tomorrow is Sunday. And today, please make sure you are in the fundraising. We are going to see each other on fundraising again and continue to do what we know how to do best. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every one of you that have joined us on this program. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide us, protect us, secure us, and lead us to our freedom. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekwana. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect them, lead us until we get into our destination. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again next time. Stay blessed.
Natulaje bwana mabuli vemelema Otibe kwa natulane bovo Timalugodo nugodo kokodo nyano be hule hule Dandi mona tulilu Naya kalakana kwa lerinu mwangulu Ngula matali woso jere futamba kanchuba diali Mama abulezi okwenu Nabakala kelwe gonezi enwe Nubocha kala kelwe gonudezi Makana baba nenu waralu nunuteyi Umu Biafra kunyenwe Umu Biafra kunyenwe Unanu kwa ni mono nuno mono nezi biakenenwe Ono nenu lila tono na nagulugu senyi tono nugu banatayi Kanyi wele fobi wena tabanu banyo Makana njuko no 1 million we bofu wa mabulezi okwe Naka ni kwata milake kwa waja siyenyi kakezu ezo pabule bewalo tamano Umu Biafra kuyenwe Kanyi wele fobi wena tabanu banyo Makano fobi abakama Nala nugo noe Biafra na bekele umunina Nkabo nkani Mwadati na ijele wanyi bekele Akwage bulu kwekene na fandi otu Biafra is our hope And the Biafra is our religion Nkodi na wata chieza muno bibu onye iwere Wesi ya kene rugio Adubagwo chukwo Ikemba one of Biafra land mongwem Adawunele kala ya dike Mafondi mojiri diebu mebigade bichevele mongwem Abusiku dogweji mali bonine Dogweji malo Biafra miyo Dumegwo chukwu Papa gisi kene logi Philipu Efyong abụzikwa nwoke kwuru okwu wee kwụsị okwu si na Biafra ya ekunye na ya bụ Biafra ya tụrụ ugo wee nata. Mana bụrụ na ya bụ Biafra ekunyigo n'ọkụ ọgụlị nwata n'aka na na-ele ọgbaga isi ekene kenelu gị onye ndu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Amadike Biafra kedu ebe ị nọ? Amadike Biafra bịa n'ụlọ
None whatsoever. I came out of
ọgbaga Igbo ofu onye tiri ndị iro mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi.
And cannot find my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to the
Biafrans, DPMDrNgoziOrabueze
for personal gain.
Biafra ni toto.
Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. They told them. They convinced me. This is what is. This is what happens. Nobody wants to do That's the problem. They sent her to my case. So they can
the Biafra government in the non-exile cabinet. Baka no ya solo be ya to kai maluge nui Jisionique Akada kadelo mondi Biafra Revelation Army Umuchukwu The agents of Biafra land The great oracles of Biafra na no no jisi kenan atugo ya ba ume Umuchukwu ase kana the Prime Minister H.E. Mazi Simon Weba Abuzi kwa batobi the best Atwele umo Biafra bia nulu Anonganga pio tembe wile name The one I just show you will not see Lula ni umo bia Kudwa komili na kwa nunu Yes Mwana kwa mubia kenelio Odagiri dimu All the guys send me to Ose fulu dilo bia nulu weni Makwale na kosa de malaya Mweji mwagu kojilo sinodilo kasojilo yatiji sojilo walasa Abuzi kwe wabatobi Pagada gidi kebia nulu Mweji wala niyo Tonyine tukunyele ndi Biafra na nunu Nuna beke nege Asimono ya dele ndi Biafra nile nama Asino ya dele unu nile nama Mandanyi na bono mweno Udela nyi welienne Mandanyi na bono nudonu no mwe Makana mbona boke kwe na abodike Omoya na no, omoya no No bivo ye, dobeli ne dene no Wama believe emeleme A good legacy will last forever Wama believe emeleme and the remembrance of my bless you.